Welcome everyone to Band of Badgers, a Deadly Quest, episode 12, I believe. I am your GM and the person learning hard lessons about pacing for actual plays, Ross. But most importantly, most of our players are here, so say hello, everybody.
Hello, everybody.
Lovely done. How are we all for this longer session of a Deadly Quest?
Excited.
Yeah.
This should yes. Yes.
So excited to speak, Dave.
There's a lot going on. There's a lot going on, but yes.
Yeah.
It's a shorthand.
Cool.
Sorry,
I did get distracted just by Pan just
just
made me chuckle as he wanted with his cup of tea.
Yeah.
Cool.
He's like, we're not live yet.
Yeah, it's fine.
It's fine.
Like, I've had a look. It looks like they're just chatting, which technically we are. Cool. Has anyone got anything they want to share? Because we're probably going to get into it. Because, like I said, I've learned some lessons about pacing.
No.
Let's jump in.
Kind of nervous, but yeah, let's go.
Yeah.
Cool. If there's nothing anyone wants to promote, let's roll that video, and hopefully Pan will be sat down in the meantime when he sees it coming.
Right, here we go.
It's still very good, Steve.
Thank you.
Cool. So I will recap from last episode. And I've got to try and quickly remember what happened, because you did a lot of wandering around in the city and gambling and making some money and stealing money from nobles who really didn't care because they got so much money it didn't matter to them. Which is, hey, the best kind of people to steal from. Not that we also recommend stealing from anyone, but anyway, I'm going to swiftly move on from that. So you ended up eventually getting to the Harvest Tournament and meeting some of your competitors. And I think some of you realized that this is a competition. This is a big tournament. This is the tournament of the Harvest Festival where people travel from across the continent. There are champions of other nations. This isn't just a friendly, like, roadside competition. There are some strong people here. And at the end of the last session, you just got the 2-minute announcement that in 2 minutes, all the events will start simultaneously. Most of you made your way to, or all of you that were competing did make your way to your venues. But Mrs. Bumble, you decided to sit in the stands for this one. Too old to get involved in this sort of nonsense. Or experience, whatever your preferred word is. And you decided to watch far in the melee event. You've all got a couple of minutes. You can see your competitors around you are getting prepared. They're not sharpening weapons, but they're checking their blades are ready and balanced. Some of them are checking their animals, those that are jousting with you, Shaith. What would you like to do in the next couple of minutes while you see everyone else around you getting prepared and very focused as to what they're doing?
You'll see Kingsman, because he's walked into this competition thinking it was going to be this epic gauntlet, while the other contestants seem to be a little bit smaller in stature than he is, and now he's wondering if he's in the wrong place. Looking around, has he gotten into like the kids version? He's not too sure. But he's going to mildly start warming up. Well, he's looking, and he's looking at the other contestants, and he's looking around for kind of any officials who he might be able to ask for help and advice. But other than that, he's just going to pretend to warm up, doing some leg stretches, doing some lunges, but just keeping an eye out for someone who's running the event.
Yeah, and you will see
with staff on it,
So you will see these long white robes with this gold detailing on it. And as they turn their back to you, scrolling through the different languages you speak, it says steward. There's one that says cleric as well. But mainly you see a couple that say steward of elves that are nearby.
Cool.
I'm going to mount up and ride a couple of lists up and down to get the measure of the length of the field.
Okay. Kingsman, are you saying anything to a steward? What would you like to ask them to find out?
No, I'm just going to watch. I'm just going to watch what they do if they talk to someone. It's like when you're waiting in a restaurant. You're not sure if I should take my own seat. Should I be wait till I'm seated? What's the rules? You gotta observe first to learn the etiquette of somewhere you've never been.
Cool. And all you see is the 4 other very short competitors. The tallest being a dwarf. Basically practicing jumping, stretching, like leaping you see they can leap quite far for their height, but they are just jumping around, doing backflips. The dwarf isn't doing as much of that. It's more like rolls and more athletic things rather than acrobatic things.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're all being quite flexible.
That's fine. I'm just going to try to intimidate them with my stature, but also, if they're doing backflips, I'll do a handstand, and then do a push-up handstand while I'm there.
Okay, so you can make an athletics or an acrobatics check for the handstand to see how well that goes. Depending how well that goes, depends on how your intimidation of them goes.
Okay. Athletics. That was a 16 plus 6.
Oh yeah, like your muscles just slot into place, and you're able to easily do a handstand, and like hold it.
Yep. And
just hold in place for as long as you need to. And you
I'll get cocky in a minute. This helps me kind of start to relax a little bit more, get into the swing of things. But when I get too cocky, I'm just gonna try doing it with one hand, and I'll balance one out as well.
Yeah, you could do that. 22, you can absolutely do that with little effort. Roll an intimidation check with advantage to see if anyone is frightened by this.
No, my highest was 4. So that's a 7 in total.
Oh no!
So I'm not intimidating them yet, but when I get that little gnome and I put them on my feet and I do a whole Luke and Yoda balancing act, that's when we're really on par.
And what kind of ruined your intimidation attempt is the gnome that I described last time, who is clearly just wearing an apron, shoes, and gloves and goggles, goes to do a handstand as well, and the stewards panic as he goes to go up, and the apron starts to fall down, and they're all saying, no, Jeff, no. And they have to stop him, so no one pays attention to you while you try and frighten them, because everyone knew what Jeff was about to do. But cool, but you were getting limbered up, you're prepped.
Cool.
Shape, you said you wanted to do some runs up and down?
Yeah, I just mount up and charge up and down the field. Get an idea of the length, how fast I am.
Yep. And are you wielding your shield, or are you not trying it with your shield?
I'm going to try riding with my shield. Yeah, see how uncomfortable it feels, and then I'll ride a couple of times without the shield and see how comfortable it feels.
Cool. Make an insight check, because whilst I've explained the mechanics to you, Steve, Shafe might not have figured this out.
That's 15.
Yeah, Shape is riding along, realizes that actually it's really difficult to keep control of my steed, hold a lance and a shield, because basically I'm using my legs, and whilst I'm strong, actually, it's really difficult to just steer with your legs. The extra hand without the shield would be good.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. If you'd have failed that would have been mechanically hilarious. Cool. Do you pay attention to your competitors at all, or are you just happy just running up, trotting up and down?
Only to see if they're watching me. That's all I'm really interested to know, if they're watching me.
No, they are all concentrating on their own thing.
Yeah.
The one who seems the most relaxed, though, without even any rolls, is the orc. This mammoth orc, who is tall as they are wide. She is a hulking individual just seems really relaxed and is like looking around, just stroking her warg, who is also this beefed up warg. But looks quite happy from what you can see through the broken helmet.
Okay.
But cool. I'll leave you to last, Mrs. Bimblebumble, because just because you might have plans. Neshka and Far, are either of you planning anything? Or doing anything?
I'd like to go and inspect the weapons that they have and see if anything is more
Yeah, go ahead,
useful
go ahead.
than what I have.
Cool. So you will see that there is like this little pen in your area. There's a fence with posts, and just inside there is a barrel that just has loose weapons in it. And you will find long swords in there, rapiers, short swords. There are only swords though. There are no battle axes, no lances or anything like that, or glaives or anything. It is just things you can hold with one hand, basically, and stab.
The only weapon I have that I could use in this would be my staff. And I don't think that's going to be very good up against a sword, so...
It's not if you reach, though.
No, a staff wouldn't give you reach, but I mean, either way, like it is about hitting your event as opposed to like causing damage or anything. It's just about hitting. So if you're good with short swords, you can see all your other competitors have rapiers or short swords that they're using. But you can try staff, but it might put them off because they won't be used to it.
Yeah, I think I'll stick with my druid staff.
Cool. Anything else in those 2 minutes while you're doing that?
Maybe just sort of looking around at the other competitors. I know I spoke to the orc that was here.
Yeah, really chilled out orc who was really friendly. The others are very focused. The little halfling, he will introduce himself and bow. The name's Foldak. Good luck to you during this tournament. It is a pleasure to meet your acquaintance. And if you give him your hand, you can already see that he's going to try and pull it towards him. He won't kiss it, but he will pull it towards him and just like hold it if you let him.
As soon as he grabs my hand, I'll just shake it. Like,
You kind of shake him up and down a little bit. He's only a halfling. Okay, no worries. That's fine. I get it. I respect your boundaries. No worries. That's fine. And he'll step back. Bar, what would you like to do in your melee event that you've walked into?
So far, I've been looking at all these extremely jacked people and thinking, okay, hey, Bellalia, so funny to run into you here. As he sidles up to Bellalia.
Sorry, do I know you?
Right, shit, right.
And you see this, no insight required, the most stern look in your direction.
Right, gotcha. Okay, so listen, we've never met, but just from looking at your, stature and all that shit, I reckon that we make a pretty good team in this little arena.
This is a melee event. We fight until one drops. The last person standing wins. There are no teams.
No, well, technically, until there's like 2 people left, there's always teams. Like, there's just teams there. So why not be on the bigger team? Like, think about it. 1-on-1, that's 1-on-1, right? 2-on-1, that's 2-on-1. Bigger team. And he's like giving her this constant back and forth, me and you, let's do it kind of like vibe. It's very.
She doesn't respond like you keep. She doesn't. When you do the pauses, she just looks at you. But make a persuasion check with disadvantage because of what you're asking her to do.
Totally fair.
And you also said you knew that initially.
Okay, well, I'm not going to roll again because that was a 1.
Yeah, she doesn't look persuaded by that argument. Not if you're frightened far, that is fine. But we win on our own merits here. Not that I know you or have any personal connection to you. I've ever met you before. It would be weird for us to team up having just met each other.
Yeah, no, that would be really okay. Cool. I get it. Good luck in the. Good luck.
Yes, you'll need it.
I know it.
And she doesn't walk away. She just turns her body.
Doesn't wait for far. Oh, by the way, okay, all right, never mind. Can I get another look at I wanted to try and get a good look at that dwarf fella that was around.
Yeah, you can. What do you want to know, or what you're trying to figure out about the dwarf?
Well, everyone else seems, pretty standard jacked. The centaur obviously is a wild card, but the dwarf, he might be also somebody who's like got an edge of some kind.
You can either make a perception check or a history check. They will give you different things, and you won't get information that you missed out on last session.
Okay.
But you get something different potentially.
Well, I'm going to go for history then, just for just be funky about it.
Cool. Yeah, it's not it won't be a high DC, but it's DC 12, 13.
Okay,
Say
good,
12.
because that's fine. Cool, that's 18, so I'm okay there. On the die, I've got 0 in history.
Cool.
So lucky.
So you see him, and this, gingerhead dwarf with really long hair, this long braided beard, wearing this armor that looks golden, but you can see flecks of different things underneath it. And his posture, and he goes around, he pats people on the back. He's really friendly to all the competitors, and does not seem phased as he walks around. And you realize as he walks past, you see a little symbol on his back of what looks like a mountain, with a crown inside it, and that is a symbol of Tredan, which is the dwarf nation. And you think that might be the Prince of Tredan, Dormori Ashbourne, who is renowned military-wise, very experienced in the military, very decorated combatant, but currently has been usurped from his position. But you can't remember why he was usurped from his position.
Right. This is all like things that politics-wise and stuff. It's a bit of juicier story.
Yeah.
So I've heard about it, and I'm like, oh, crap, that guy is like, I would have heard tales to far like stories of how like cool and jacked and great this guy is. She's like, oh no, okay, great, cool. Just this Hulk Hogan looking motherfucker walking in the room. Great.
Yeah, and just totally relaxed as well. Like, it's not stressed about this. The centaur and the orc look a little bit stressed and are like sort of furtively looking around and trying to really practice. He is just patting people on the back, waving to the crowd, saying hello. Eventually, he'll get to you. And you all right, buddy? Are you looking forward to it?
Oh yeah, for sure. You?
I can't wait. I'm going to knock all you out, and then I'm going to see the king. Ha ha!
Oh, whoa, hey, listen. The rest of these guys, for sure, like, hey, light work, right? But, points him to goes, this is going to be a little more challenging, I think.
If it's not a challenge, is it even worth doing?
God, you're cool. I mean, yeah, well, obviously. Yeah.
Well, I wish you the best, and I tell you what, if you beat me in this, I'll buy you a drink. How's that?
Yeah, sweet, cool. You're on. Okay, I'll see you out there on the field.
That's a bit. Good luck, buddy. And he pats you quite hard for a dwarf. Like, he's quite strong.
Yeah.
Right, and then he wanders up and starts just like swinging his greatsword around his head and practicing with it.
Cool. And the last thing Far's going to do is he's also going to start limbering up. He's not like huge and strong like these guys, but he's going to do like a real, just super fast, like Bruce Lee-esque like series of cutters to get limbered up. Yeah,
and you will notice that you're warming up differently to everyone else, and people are looking. Even the dwarf prince looks, and everyone else is looking because you're warming up very differently to them. But cool. So last but by no means least, Mrs. Bumble Bumble in the stands,
Hello.
watching Far, and everyone else.
God
Yeah.
damn.
Like, do.
No pressure.
I think that Mrs. Bimble has traumatized this family she's sitting next to quite enough. Can I look out for specifically a group of middle-aged to kind of like elderly women that are all grouped together who might look like they're sort of in social circles?
You want the aunties.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah, you can make a perception check.
18.
Cool. So you do see a group, and they're a bit further up from you. Like you'd have to squeeze past some people. Even for you, it is compact in here.
Yeah.
But yeah, you could. There's like several women who are giggling with each other and pointing, and you can see them swapping coins. Like they're clearly betting on what's going on.
I'm gonna go. Oh, it's a wee bit drafty for me here. My rheumatoid arthritis is really playing up. Excuse me, dear. And I'm gonna sort of like try and make my way over to the women.
And you just see the person next to you. It's like relief. Cool, yeah, you can make your way up. Are you trying to sit down next to them, or?
I will. But excuse me. Do you have room for a little one beside you?
Of course, my dear. Come and have a seat. We always welcome more. As long as you've got money, you've got to be able to bet.
I am gonna like from seemingly nowhere just like produce a gold coin and let it flip over my fingers in that really cool way, and then make it vanish again.
Make a sleight of hand check.
Okay. 17.
Yeah, you're able to do that. You're able to. Like at one moment you think you're losing it, but you're able to easily correct it and smoothly without anyone noticing. Very flashy. Look, sisters, come on. Look, we've got one here. Come on, sit down.
Oh, hello. Thank you very much. That's my grandson. And I'm going to point at afar.
Well, we all bet against him, and we all think he's going to lose because I mean, they don't say the words. They just point to the rest of the competitors. No,
I think that's a safe bet, actually, and I'm also going to be like, I'll take that, my action.
No worries. And they'll take your coin and they'll hand it down, and they've got a little pile that you see is probably about 150 gold pieces.
Tight. Cool. And I will just kind of get chatting to them, and I specifically want to like lay some ground lines that like I will tell them my name, and I will also tell them that, you know, I'm looking for just like a little retirement village to settle down in now that my husband's passed away, and just make a really big thing about a normal and very unassuming old lady, basically.
Okay, make a deception or a performance check.
Oh, it's deception, isn't it?
I assumed it would be.
25.
Yeah, absolutely. The made-up stats that I did in my head very quickly, they could never be that. That's fine. And they start talking about their dead husbands, or the fact they've never married, or one of them hints that maybe they killed their husband, but no one knows.
Good for you, dear. Good for you.
Oh, it's very good for me.
Do you get that nice life insurance?
All about the coins.
I like you.
And as you start having that conversation, like you all hear in all of your events, this as trumpets sound. Not real trumpets. It's all magical trumpets, obviously. Who would have real trumpets? It's very yesterday.
So pedestrian.
And the same voice again, like before, very loudly. The events are beginning. Competitors, take your places. Spectators, stay inside your stands. For the love of the gods, stay inside your stands. We know what happened last year. We don't want it to happen again. Begin. And in your stands, Mr. Bumblebee, where you are, including the aunties next to you, the moment before anyone even starts hitting anyone, they all start cheering and are like baying for blood that is never coming, and start shouting at the competitors really loudly, cheering them on.
Bloody hell.
Yeah. The rest of you don't have this. Like no one reacts like that. But the melee event is just that. And what we're going to do is, if we've got some more dramatic music, as the pace is going to pick up here, particularly for far.
Oh.
Let's see what we got. We've got some battle music. We can put that in.
Yeah, I think that's going to be very appropriate here. Far, can you roll me an initiative, please?
Sure.
Dave, can you roll me a d20?
Oh. I've got 8.
Cool. So 8 for Kingsman.
16.
Good. And then 16.
Why did you say it like
Sorry.
that? Why did you say it like that?
Cool. I have pre-rolled initiatives for this, by the way. I actually pre-rolled it last week. But cool. So as these noises sound and people start going far, we're going to start with the melee event and get that going. As everyone around you, they stop practicing the moment they say they're going to begin, and they all start eyeing competitors. And the first one, the Leonin, this she's obviously no main or anything like that, because she's a woman Leonin, but wearing this nice armor and this chain with a blade at the end of it, just takes a big breath in and goes to roar, and then suddenly you all hear a boom, boom, and suddenly you are in silence. You can hear nothing, and you see this Leonin try to roar, but nothing comes out. And Mrs. Bemble just behind you, you see a gloved hand come past your ear and do clearly what are somatic components, and you hear some verbal components, and the voice just go, "We can't have any of that now, can we?" As a familiar voice from behind your ear is there. Cool. The Leonin, really pissed off, is going to go straight for the nearest person, which is Bellalia. He's going to roll 2 attacks and hits once as you see that they swing this chain really angry and catch Bellalia past the shield, then miss with the other one as Bellalia backs it off. But Bellalia has been hit. Far, who are you going to attack?
Far is not going to attack, but he is going to get about. Sorry, my mouse is running out of battery. He's going to get right in there. And effectively, you know where the centaur is?
Yep.
She's a big target, so he's going to try and weave around behind her, see if he can use her momentum to stave off some blows.
Cool. And as you run past, the orc is going to take a swing at you as you run past him.
Sounds good.
Hits with one of them as he swings his axe. So you get 4 lives. So 4 hits and you are down.
He's got disadvantage because I've got my
Oh,
cloak.
Okay. So he misses that one, and then he will take another swing at you. And I don't think a 13 won't hit you, will it?
No.
No, he swings at you twice. Then, as you go past, and you're able to duck them and dodge them. Maybe you're suited to this event after all. Cool. That will be his turn over. So, what would you like to do?
So once he's gone in there, Far nimbly ducks around his it's an axe. What's he using? A club.
The orc has got 2 battle axes, one in each hand.
Oh damn! Then it's just a kind of he nips over one battle axe and ducks on the other one. Goes, sorry, not time, and keeps moving to get in behind this centaur lady. At that point, he is going to. Actually, no, that's it. He's gonna stay there. He's gonna survey.
Cool. You're not going to attack the centaur lady?
No.
No. Okay. She absolutely is going to attack you.
Excellent.
And that will be 14.
This is Far basically trying to dive around places to see where he can hit and not be hit. 14 doesn't hit.
Yeah, and then a nat 1 a disadvantage on the next one. Otherwise, it would have hit. There's several where your cloak has proved very valuable here, as this centaur sees you coming and tries to swing her double-bladed scimitar around, but misses twice as you get amongst her hooves, and she's trying to sort her hooves out, and you're getting in the way, and she's trying to hit you. But
don't mind me. Don't mind me. You guys, you just do your thing.
Come here! Trying to stab at you and hit the ground.
I think I might be staff. I just kind of dodge out of the way.
But they miss you. Haven't been hit yet. Bellalia is going to hit back at the Leonin and hits once, but misses the other time as she swings her Morning Star. Mona. And then the dwarf is going to go, and he's kind of seen what's happening. He thinks it's funny. He's going to run up to the centaur as well as he swings his greatsword twice and hits both times as he swings it and cuts her down. And she's still standing up, but is clearly badly wounded already from those 2 attacks.
Okay, I hid behind the wrong person.
Maybe not. But cool. And as you see that happening, it starts again, and this is really chaotic, and everyone is going at the same time. So have a think about who you want to attack, because I know who they're all going to attack. So, what do you want to do this round?
Me still?
Sorry.
Me.
Yeah. What do you want to do for this round?
Cool.
Yeah. Well, the next event.
Seeing as the Central Lady has not proven to be quite useful, I'm going to take a pop at her as well.
Cool.
And that is. Oh, sorry. These wraps I got give me plus to hit, right? +1.
Yeah. You get an extra +1 to hit.
Okay, cool. 17. Oh, sorry. No, 16 + 6. 22.
22. Yeah, 22 will hit.
Sweet. Yep. Pop her once. Gonna hit again, or strike again rather.
Cool.
That's 12.
So 12 misses as you hit the bottom of one of her hooves as she leaps, sort of rears up a bit. Doesn't obviously hurt you, but it wasn't, it didn't hurt her either. But she looks really badly hurt, and I will remind you at this point of the yield mechanic, where basically you can persuade or intimidate someone to give up, and if they've lost more than 2 of their lives, then you get advantage on that check.
She's down 3 now, right?
Yeah, but that's an action, so it comes to the next round to do that.
Cool. Okay.
The Mori will see you, and he takes 2 swings at you, one of which do hit, as you got a 16 with disadvantage.
Awesome.
And you feel it quite painful, almost like there's a magical effect here. Like nobody can hear anything because you're in silence, but you feel this, and it feels a little bit different as he hits, like there's a magical effect in this event. But he misses the second time as he swings at you. And he's going to attack Balalia. Cool. You see the orc, who has not been touched by anyone yet, takes a swing at Balalia and misses as she ducks, and then he brings the other down and knocks her down as Balalia is the first to fall in this event.
Oh, damn. She took all 4?
Yeah, she took a couple of hits, and she was taking hits in the background from the Leonin, who was swinging her blade around.
Balalia, who I definitely don't know from anywhere. We could have been great.
But she is down. And we'll next come to you, Neshka, in the dueling event.
All right.
It's a bit of a calmer start for you. Like, so far, it has been manic and hectic, and there is yelling and cheering. People aren't throwing stuff, mainly because you'll see Mrs. Bemble Bomble. When someone tries to throw something into the event, it hits like this barrier in the stands, and nothing can get through. This has happened before. They've done this before.
Boring.
Yes, there's no hurt to the competitors.
Also, can I just ask, just to be clear, it's Far's tournament is encased in this bubble, so I can't talk to anybody anyway, right?
Yeah, no one can hear you. You can't hear anything. You're in a bubble of silence, which has been cast, which you would all know. There should be no magic at these events. But you're very much in the moment. We'll come to Mrs. Bumble about what she notices from the stands. So, Neshka, you're not up first to fight. It's pairs at a time. You see this half-orc with this handlebar mustache, this really coiffed hair and this eye patch, and he's got a prosthetic on one arm and a prosthetic leg as well, but it's not actually a prosthetic leg, it's like a peg leg, and it's slightly uneven. He goes up against this hobgoblin. You see, it is not even a close fight. Okay, this half-orc is terrible. This hobgoblin is wearing this very nice uniform and has a rapier and is very professional, very quickly gets this orc and gets 3 points and wins. And there is a cheer from the stands at the win. And the half-orc is eliminated, and you are up next against the Dragonborn, whose name you don't know. And one of the stewards just goes up to him, if you'd like to make your way over to the event area.
Okay. I will make my way over there, just already swinging my staff around.
Cool. Make me a perception check as you walk past the half-orc.
Okay. Not gonna be good. 9.
Okay, cool. So you don't see it as he walks past you, like he looks dejected, but you don't see as he pulls a dagger out from his waist, and he stabs you with like a 24 to hit. Make me a Constitution saving throw, please.
Oh no. I can make that with advantage because of the cloak of protection. Thank you, Mrs. Bumble. 22.
Amazing. So you feel as he stabs you, it doesn't hurt. You take like 2 points of damage, but you feel something starts to seep into your body. But you're able to. You feel the cloak's magic come around you, and you push out whatever poison that was, as he's clearly tried to poison you before you start
Wow.
this event. Do you want to do anything about that, or are you just going straight into the event?
I'll do something about that later.
Okay. Cool. You do see a look of shock on his face as you keep walking, and he discreetly puts the dagger away. But cool. So you can go to this dragonborn is stood in front of you, and I'll just double check what weapon she has. She has a rapier, and is wearing this leather armor. Like this is the black scale dragonborn with these green eyes, and just sneers at you as you come in. Make another perception check. There's other stuff going on.
Oh no. 4. Not perceptive
No worries.
today.
Yep, not a very perceptive day for you. That's okay. No worries. So you stand up together, and one of the stewards, right? First 3 points, maximum of 3 rounds. Whoever has the highest point of 3 rounds will win if we have got 3 points. On guard, and when you're ready, attack. So when you are ready, you can make an attack on the Dragonborn, and she'll make it simultaneously at the same time.
Okay. All right. I will move toward her, swinging the ironwood staff.
Cool.
Is 23 to hit.
Cool. So you absolutely hit her, and she hits you as well, and you both hit each other in the head and gain 2 points. As you bonk her on the side of the head with your staff, and she is able to, like, it doesn't pierce you because it's got a little cork at the end, but she taps you on the top of your head right in the forehead. And you each have 2 points. The steward declares it, and then you go again. On guard, and when you're ready.
Oh, all right. $15.
15 just beats her AC, which is what you're trying to hit here. And you do hit and knock her off balance, and she misses you with her stab. And the steward immediately goes, "Winner, Neshka. Eliminated Nastrel of Indrith." And you have won the first round. And there is a cheer. You know, you can see there are orcs in the crowd, there are tieflings, there are humans, there are lots of different species here. And they all cheer whoever the winner is. They're just enjoying the event. But you get a massive roar and a cheer and a snarl from the Dragonborn, who barges past you before you're really allowed to celebrate your victory and wanders off. And then it is the orc and the halfling. They step up, but we'll come back to that in a minute. Dave, I'm saving you till last, by the way, just so you're aware.
No problem.
Shafe, the jousting event starts. You are also not first to go, as you see Sabre Jalavar, to remember her name, mounts her white horse that she has at one end with a lance, and at the other end you see this like full plate armored human who looks really uncomfortable on this elk and is struggling to hold on to it. And you get to see how the event works, really. They charge at each other. Sabre hits the first time and breaks one of her lances and is given an extra point. But the man is able to hold on and stay atop his stag, that spare hand being very useful. And then they go again. And again, this time, Sabre doesn't break the lance, but smashes into him, and he just flips and gets knocked off of the elk And you see a steward hold their hand out to Sabre and go, "Would you like the competitor to remount, or are you dismounting and going to melee combat?" Sabre just looks and doesn't say anything and gets off of her horse, goes round the other side, and stands over this man who is just laying on the ground and looks to be struggling to get up in his very heavy plate armor. And all you hear from the crowd is, I yield. Before she's even said anything or done anything, she just stands over him and he immediately yields. Sabre Jalabar is the winner and advances to the next round. Next, Shaith. No, nothing other information. Okay, that's fine. Shaith and Elion Eric of Spear. And you can mount your horse, Shaith, if you'd like to. Which end are you going to?
I'm going to go to the bottom end. We'll call it south.
Yep.
It's up.
So you go to the southern end.
So my opponent are they within speaking distance at the moment before I mount up?
Oh yeah, you are all very close together. Like there are spaces for your mounts to go and rest, but you are all quite close together whilst you wait to compete. You have to go past each other to go your separate ways.
So as I walk past, I'll say, Scrolly, you should have really checked your saddle ties. I noticed they were a bit loose. And I'll just carry on and mount my horse. Would you like me to make a deception check?
Yeah, you can do.
19.
Cool. So she is on a bear. And last time you would notice this bear had like this dried red powder around its nose. And you said, and she starts looking. The bear, though, is on your passive perception, you would notice this. The bear is really jittery, and that is making it even harder for her as she goes, "What? I don't have a saddle. I'm ready together. I don't have a oh shit!" And then goes up around to the top end with this bear that you can see it's just like rearing up, and you can see from where you are these blood red shot eyes. And I mean those words in that way. They are so red, and you can see a much fresher amount of red powder around the nostrils of this bear, who is a little bit off kilter. But Steward calls you. You each attack 3 rounds. First to 5 points. You break a lance, you get more points. If someone falls off the horse, you can ask them to get off and yield, or you can allow them to remount. It depends what you want to do. When you're ready, collect a lance and go.
I'll ride and collect a lance.
Cool.
And as I wait for her to be ready, I sort of start pumping my arm into the air, holding the lance, and start a chant. Shaith, 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 Shaith.
Make a performance check for me.
13.
The crowd are already getting excited. So what was it, 13?
13.
Yeah, cool. This crowd already quite energized. Jousting is a cool event, and like it's a big event here. And the chant, Shaith, Shaith, Shaith. What are we chanting? Shaith, Shaith. Oh, okay. Shaith, Shaith. One person isn't getting it, but most of the rest of the people are. And you hear that chant. As you're doing that, the bear hasn't waited. The bear has started charging down, and you can see that Elf is struggling to get her lance in place. You need to set off now very quickly.
I will go straight away, yeah.
Cool. And yeah, this bear is quite uncontrollably going down like at quite a fast pace, much faster than you would imagine. Make an attack, just a straight attack.
25.
Cool. So you absolutely are going to hit, and she's going to need to make a strength saving throw. She rolled with disadvantage because of the whole bear thing going on, and got a nat 20 and a 3, so misses you as you hit her. She's also going to make her strength save with disadvantage. You've got another nat 20 and a 9. but I think she will hold on. Let me double
I
check.
feel like if you ride a cocaine bear, you really can only have ultimate success or total failure. There's no real in between.
Koki is not addicted to cocaine. He's addicted to bloody eye. Thank you very much.
I'm sorry.
Yes,
Of course.
but be
It's
specific, man.
very
It's a bit
slightly
different.
It's chili powder. That's what it is. Chili powder.
Cool. You see, even with all this going on, she grabs a tuft of hair from this bear and is able to hold on, but almost loses herself as you have broken a lance.
Okay,
And-
I was going to ask how you broke a lance. Is it just getting so much over their armor class?
So it's an attack over 20, basically. If you
Okay.
get over 20, you break the lance. So you are awarded 2 points out of the 5 that you need.
Okay.
And then you don't reset. You start at the end. You finish.
Yeah. So I
and then you
will
go again.
quickly grab a lance and just go. As
Yep.
soon as I get to the end, turn him round, grab the lance, and launching straight away.
Cool. And she is able to grab a lance as well, but almost misses it. But grabs a lance and starts the bear is charging at you. The elf is not. And she points a lance roughly in your direction. Roll to hit.
That's 23 this time. No, hang on. Maths was bad. 24.
It's going to be lower. So again, she misses as she just cannot control this bear and get it to just stay steady so she can hit you. And you break another lance on her, 2 points, but she again grabs even deeper, which seems to be really pissing the bear off. Like really grabbing hold of this tuft of hair for her life. And you go again as the bear doesn't stop and she has to try and grab a lance the way around. See if she does. She does grab a lance again. Go for it. Roll another attack.
That's a 2 this time. That's a 10 only.
Cool. So you miss with that because you don't hit her AC. But she also misses you with a nat 20 again and a 10 on the die, which is a 15 to hit. That bear is really fucking her up. But she almost hits you, but just misses as the lance brushes past your face. And that is your 3 rounds. And you see the crowd know what's happened. You might not yet, but the steward walks forward. Our winner, Shape. And the chants start again. Shape, shape, shape. But still that one person. Sorry, who are we chanting for again? Shape. Which one is that? Shape, shape. Can someone just help me out here? It's really confusing. And like just constantly is like really lost.
Happens wrestling shows, I get that.
It's not the guy we robbed last night, is it?
Again.
The guy we robbed last night.
Oh,
He's
yeah.
150
No,
gold
it's
right.
not.
Oh, yeah.
It's just completely clueless.
But cool. So you have won your first event. We will roll to see if you get a buy in the next round or not. But you are done. You have won your first round. The elf looks a bit defeated as she tries to steer her bear, who she does manage to just keep control of, and pull him back towards the stable area, is what I want to call it, but it's not really stables. Cool. Then Kingsman, we will join you. And hopefully you didn't roll too high, but you rolled high enough to see what order you would go in. So you're not last, but you're also not first.
Yep.
As you see the dwarf, who is this dwarf with these like braids, these grey braids, wearing this bandana on her face, and quite simple clothing that you think is meant to look dirty but isn't. She goes through. She does okay. Like you don't hear too many traps being set off. And then the tabaxi, who is like muscle on muscle, like has a better body fat percentage than you do, goes through and does about the same. And then make me a perception check as the goblin called Blario, who is wearing a red top, blue overalls, and a little red cap with a mustache, starts to go.
18.
Cool. As he goes up, and everyone goes up these steps into this gauntlet, you can't see above the steps; it's too high, and like there are walls all the way around. But as he goes up, you notice this time something hang out of his pocket that looks like this dark red stick, almost with a little bit of wire or string hanging out one end of it. As he goes into and starts his run. And all the way through, you just hear, woohoo! Let's go! It's a me, Bladio! As he announces himself as he goes through. And he comes to the end, he's a bit slower than the rest. Like quite noticeably slower. Time is really important here. Like, it's competitive, so people aren't normally more than 1 or 2 seconds slower than anyone else. But he is noticeably like about 10 seconds slower.
Oh, damn.
Now it's your turn, Kingsman, to go up. And you know, if you are the top 2, you directly compete against each other afterwards. And this is a series of skill checks. So a steward stands next to the steps. Are you ready?
Just one more warm up to do, and I crouch down a little bit, spread my legs, so I got a firm stance, and I start doing like a rage haka. So slapping my face, getting myself pumped and ready, and just slapping my face every single time, so I can build up that rage within me, and then I will rage before I start walking up the stairs.
Cool. The crowd don't know how to react to this because this crowd don't normally see that. And is that a good? You can just about hear them. You're quite close because it's quite a big gauntlet. Is that a good thing? Is that a bad thing? I don't really know. I don't know if it's good or a bad thing. Yay! they cheer more out of fear and not knowing what's going on. But cool. So you can go up the steps and get started. Okay. Go.
Does it matter which end we go?
Yes, the end that you're at is where you start.
Cool.
So you go up these steps, and you immediately before you see bear traps laid out. There is already some blood splatters on the floor, but some of it's quite old. They probably don't clean this very much. So you need to get across them. So can you make me an acrobatics or an athletics check in order to avoid these bear traps?
Athletics. That's a 19 in total.
Yep, easily.
Advantage with strength checks, seeing as you are raging.
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
He passed anyway. It was a.
That's a dirty 20 with advantage.
Yeah.
There you go.
You easily are able to get over these, like sometimes jumping against the wall. But they don't. Nothing happens. Like the bear traps don't activate. You don't touch them, and then you go around the corner, and you can just see the floor changes into this green gelatinous surface, and inside it you can see some like skulls and some bones of people that maybe didn't get out soon enough. Make me another acrobatics or athletics check to jump over this gelatinous cube that is penned in.
I got a 17 in total.
Cool. You are easily able to do this again. You can push against the walls. You can just directly jump from where you are. It's not that far.
Can I? How big is it? Is it bigger than me, or is it a small baby cube?
Oh, it's like 10 feet by 10 feet.
Can I do what I do in the film? So I wanna go through this corner. I'm gonna go for the most shadow bit I can, but I'm gonna take a few back steps and I'm gonna run and dive, and hoping my momentum chucks me through it on the other side.
Wait,
Oh,
the floor
it's lowered.
Yeah,
it's lowered, so you would have to fall into it.
You
No,
imagine
I'm
like
just
if
gonna go over it.
Yeah. Otherwise, you just hit the side of the thing.
I would love it.
If it was in front of me, I was going to dive through it. That was all.
Oh, it's like a floor. It's meant like if you just tread on it, like you will sink into it, and it's really sticky, and you'll be stuck there for a little bit. But you can jump over it. And then I immediately need to make me a dex saving throw.
Oh. Dex. Oh, I got advantage on that as well. I got an 18 and a nat 20.
Amazing. So you hear the clanking of machinery as this giant ball, this wrecking ball, comes towards you, and you're able to dodge it, and it smashes into the wall. And then as it comes out, you see the wall just repairs itself. That would have hurt quite a bit if it had hit you.
Oh, nice.
Okay, so next you come round the corner again, and this time maybe a perception check.
Perception. 12.
Yeah, you see that there is something on the floor, like there are leaves. You can clearly see that, and you think it's not just for fun. Like there is something there. If you want to make an athletics check to try and jump over the spike pit, you can.
Oh, it's a spike pit. Okay, yeah, definitely. With advantage,
This is the most dangerous event by far.
that is a 21 in total.
Yeah, easily you would able to dive over it. You also get the impression that this was made for smaller competitors.
So far, I'm liking the feel of it. Everything's kind of miniature.
You know what it's like? It's like going to a kid's playpen, just like running through it yourself.
This is like a very non-deadly soft play.
Yeah.
Got those wibbly wobbly things, which when they're a toddler, those like slap them onto the floor every time, and I'm just like, get out of my way.
Cool. And as you get to the end of that, and you realise now that if you look behind you, you can actually see the crowd through the wall. Realising they can probably see you as well as they cheer as you jump over everything with ease.
I just jump up so they can see me. It's fine.
Cool. As you come around the corner, there is a wall behind, like right next to you, with spikes coming out of it. Make a perception check again for me as you come around the corner, because you've not done this event before.
17.
Cool. So you notice that beyond, just around the corner, beyond that, are these blades that are spinning in the floor, and just in front of them is a trip rope, which you notice. So you get to make your next athletics check with advantage, as you can avoid that.
Damn, you and Nesh need to swap dice. Holy shit!
But you already get advantage anyway.
That's fine. I've got a 19 on the dice plus 6.
Cool. How does it look as you jump over these spinning blades that you realise would really cut you up if you hit them?
I would do it in slow motion as I always do. Arms spread wide like a dive, and you just see as I go over, you just see the blades like boom, 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 boom. And as I land, tuck myself into a roll, and up onto one knee.
Amazing. Onto some stairs, so be very careful going down the stairs.
And I go,
Don't face plant down the stairs. That'd be terrible. All of that.
Stacks it.
But the crowd roar as you have done this in the quickest possible time, which is 30 seconds, by far beating the other competitors. So far, there is one left. And they cheer. They don't know your name because no one's actually announced names here. And they're a bit frightened of the raging thing. But you've done it. You are the top scorer so far, the best time. But you do see there is one competitor left. The little gnome just wearing the apron.
Surprise, surprise. Yeah.
Your nemesis.
And he stands at the bottom of the steps, looks at the crowd. Let's go! And then runs up the stairs with just his apron, and the crowd cheer. Jeffin, 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 and they really get into it. And he turns up like 30 seconds later at the other end, exactly the same time as you. We have our finalists, Jeffin, Thunderspring, and Kingsman. And there is a roar from the crowd as you made to the final Kingsman, where you will go head to head at the same time as Jeffin.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Nice.
Cool. So, we will now come back to you, Mrs. Bemble Bumble, in the crowd, as you have some company and not just the ones you chose.
Yes.
As the stranger is behind you and has whispered to you, and you see he has cast silence, seeing what the Leonin was about to do. Mm-hmm. Shall we finalise our deal, Isola?
I was hoping you'd drop by. I've been waiting.
Very patiently. It's very good of you.
Oh, man.
Come on in. No one will notice.
All right, dear.
And as you go to stand up, he clicks his fingers, and the world just disappears around you, like just zooms away from you, and then you suddenly jerk to a stop, and you're back in a familiar place, which is your home. Mm-hmm. But not really your home. There are little things that aren't quite right.
Well, very impressive approximation, dear. Well done.
I do try my best. Now, business. Your two sons, I believe. I can't remember their names. What are their names again?
I believe it's Christopher and Kyle are the names you're looking for.
Those are the ones. And he clicks his fingers, and a dining room table appears that is long enough to fit your entire family around it, which you're familiar with. And your two sons appear, sat at the table, but their mouths are covered, so they can't talk.
Mm-hmm. That's probably for the best.
They fucking talk a lot, you know.
They get that from their father.
Well, I would know all about that. And as he says that, you feel a little ping in the back of your brain, a little sharpness. Something you can let out, or you can try and fight.
I'll let it out.
Yeah, of course we will. Oh, that's not too bad. You're better than Ch03. So as you do, you feel the sharp pain in your mind, and you take 13 points of psychic damage as you aren't taken anywhere else. You are in your dining room, and your family are around you. But they look slightly younger. It's a little while ago, and you hear a familiar voice from another room. Well, no, look, I'm not happy about that. It's not a good deal. And you recognize the voice of your husband, Antonio, in this memory. What would you like to do?
Is his voice coming from a different room?
You know it's coming from his office, where he spent a lot of his time.
I will go towards the office then.
Cool. And you head down there, and you hear another voice. Look, Antonio, it's just business. You know I would never do anything to hurt your family. I've always respected your business. I just need this from you. Well, I'm not doing it. It's not good for our business, so you can fuck off. Get out. And as he says that, you come around the corner just as his office doors are open, and almost stood in the doorway being escorted out is the stranger and your husband, Antonio. Make a perception check for me.
Hello, cock. Okay. 25.
Cool. So you notice that whilst Antonio is being quite forceful, his hands are shaking and his face is slightly pallid because you didn't hear what the ask was.
Okay.
But clearly there's something isn't quite right there.
I think Mrs. Bemble will sort of like make a polite smile at the stranger, but very quickly kind of move just to like hold her husband's hands to sort of steady them a little bit.
Look, maybe we'll talk another day, Antonio. But just think about it. Otherwise, bad things can happen. Mrs. Bimble, and he walks out. And the memory fades like instantly, as that is the memory that you couldn't remember of seeing him. Not the most recent memory you actually have of the stranger.
Yeah. Ooh. Ouch. But also, ooh. So, I'm going to make an educated guess here and assume that the deal that my husband would not take has something to do with the deal I now find myself in with you.
The deal that you have honoured, to be fair, about the diary.
Mm-hmm. Interesting. And so what else can I do for you now? I assume that you want something.
I do love directness. And we'll come back to you, Mrs. Bumble. Let's all go back to the events. Bar, you are back in the melee event. Balalia has gone down. The crowd are baying for blood that is never going to come from this non-injuring competition, even though it is very brutal. Cool. What are you going to do as the others start making their attacks?
Far wants to try and get as close. Far's like they're ducking because the Sentinel's still up by, but she's taken 3 hits.
Yeah, the Sentinel's still up, but hanging on.
And sorry, the prince's name was
Domori.
Demorin. So they're ducking down between the centaur and Demorin, and they get an idea, and they want to try and move closer into the central area, ideally without what's it called, like a guarded step, just around Demorin, because if they can get just around the other side of the central lady is quite easy actually of them, then they've got a good touch on almost everyone else here. And at that point, but after like ducking around the back of the central lady, going, "Excuse me, pardon me, I hope this isn't offensive," and then they're going to punch the centaur lady, punch Demorin, and see if they can get the others as well.
Cool. And as you're doing that, you see that the Leonin attacks Domori as well and hits him once, and he laughs. Let's keep going. But the orc reacts and attacks the Leonin and cuts her down. And you do see a mark on her body, but the Leonin goes down as you're doing this. So you don't need to attack the Leonin.
That's all that hits?
Yeah.
In that case, when the orc makes an attack on the Leonin, I'm going to take an attack on the orc with my second feet as a reaction. So the action attack is 17?
Yeah, 17 will hit, yeah.
Cool. So in one movement, Far whips out their, because it has to be a weapon, it whips out their staff, and I just kind of prods him in the gut as he swings through this Leonin. It's like jabs him one time in the gut, spins around to hit Demorin as well.
Yep.
That is... Nope, misses that one.
Cool.
But then turns around again on the centaur behind him. 17?
Yeah, 17 will hit the centaur. How's it look as you knock this centaur out and knock her down?
Cool. So she's down. We'll use my reaction for this one, but my bonus action, I am going to try and get my bloody mouse to work. Sorry. I'm gonna. So it's just me and the other guy left, right? Cool. I'm gonna stunning strike this orc.
Cool.
With my last one. No, wait, sorry. I got a flurry of blows. I can't do stunning strike. I already used it. Is that right?
So stunning strike. I think you can make one of you. You can spend a key point.
Right. I'm going to use it on my flurry of blows in that case instead.
Yeah. I'll allow that.
Oh,
He's going to fail whatever check he has to do because you rolled a 3 on the die.
No problem then. So okay, so he pops the 3 of them, or misses he misses the prince. Ducks around side of the prince to then just give this orc 2 quick pats in the leg.
Roll 2 good attacks.
Yeah. So that's an 20 on that one.
Yeah, that'll do it.
Nice.
Cool. So the first one you hit, and you hit hard, and you just see the reverberations around this orc's body as he freezes in place, as he failed any check for the stunning strike. Roll your next attack with advantage, as he is essentially paralyzed.
Okay.
And he's hanging on.
15. Sorry, I just got to add my. So that's 21.
Cool. You knock another one down, as stunned. This orc is hit again and just crumples, but still stunned. So, like almost like a statue, just falls to the ground solidly. But looks in quite a bit of pain. But it is just you and Domori left. And Domori took his attacks and missed. You have both been hit once. But it is down to you and the dwarven prince, who holds his sword up, his great sword. I'm looking forward to this, laddle. Let's fucking go. And he lifts his sword up, and we'll come back to you as we go to the next round of dueling. So, Neshka, you see the halfling and the Orog, who isn't actually an orc with this bluish purplish skin. The halfling very expertly dispatches the Orog. Just being smaller, it's really hard to hit. And so eliminates him. Can you roll me a d6, please?
Okay.
Because there
4.
are 3 of you left. 4? Cool. You get a bye to the next round. So to the final, basically, as you drew straws and you won. So you see the halfling and the hobgoblin go up. And you see that the hobgoblin dispatches the halfling. It's a bit closer. Like, they are experts. They're good at what they do. And they clearly respect each other as they compete. They do it very professionally. But there is a cheer as the hobgoblin wins. And it will be you versus La Forge in the final right now.
Okay.
So again, the steward invites you in, remind you of the rules. First of 3 points wins. 2 points for the head, 1 point for the body. On guard and when you're ready.
Okay. Nat 20.
Yes. Nice.
Amazing. So you immediately hit her head. She misses you anyway. She missed on her roll. As you expectly hit her head, you now have advantage on your next attack. But as you do this, like, it is effortless, and the hobgoblin almost is too respectful and not expecting it. And the crowd roar and cheer for you, and holler.
Okay.
Like, they're not saying your name, but they're just hollering and hooting, clearly enjoying this spectacle. Next round, make your attack. And
All
you have
right.
advantage.
With advantage.
Stop.
17.
Let's double check. So you just miss. She also misses you because she parries your attack with the quarterstaff. But again, a cheer from the crowd as there is some more technique to this, and the hobgoblin is clearly taking this very seriously. Final attack. On guard, and when you are ready. So you don't have advantage on this one. Stop using that dice.
24.
Cool. How does this look, Neshka, as you're about to win this event? She misses you completely.
I imagine that I just knock the weapon completely out of her hands.
Yeah. And she is disarmed,
Flies
someone who's
over.
not used to being disarmed. But it flies and it hits the ground and does like...
Yeah, that's what I was
it
thinking.
lands. And the crowd just all jump up and they do start chanting your name now as the steward goes, and the winner of dueling is Neshka. And everyone cheers and chants your name. Neshka, Neshka, woo! And there is hooting and hollering in this place as the first one of you has won your event and gained a ticket to see the king.
Ooh.
I am
Which
happy,
is, I
but
will remind you,
slightly
that's why you're
uncomfortable.
here. But you can celebrate, and we will come back to you to see what else you do. Can you roll me a d6, please, as there are 3 competitors left?
That's a 5.
Oh, sorry, Shape, can you roll me a d6? Not far, sorry.
Okay.
1.
1, cool. You're going up against Sabre Jalavar, who you do know, but you shouldn't know, so just don't pull a fast.
I found that ironic at the start of the game. Yeah,
That was funny.
how I didn't put my foot in it.
Yeah. And unlike your previous competitor, Sabre is perfectly balanced on a horse that she clearly is very familiar with. Picks up her lance, looks at you, grabs the mane of her horse and nods at you, and is ready to go. And the steward looks at you to see if you are ready.
I salute with the lance and take off.
Cool. And the moment you do, Sabre heads for you as well. What you do see is Sabre cricks her neck as she goes down, as she enters into her rage, which gives her advantage on these strength saving throws, in case that's needed. Roll to hit first, though. Oh, she doesn't do very well with that.
21.
Yeah, you absolutely hit her, and she misses you completely. She almost is too focused on getting angry, and misses you with her lance. But you break your lance on her, but with 2 17s on advantage, she easily holds on, and her horse does not respond to a slightly tightened grip. But you have 2 points out of 5.
Yeah.
And Sabre doesn't stop. She grabs the lance, and before you're even back, she's already charging back at you. She's getting pretty pissed off now.
Yeah.
So you're going to need to be quick.
Yeah. I don't stop. I grab the lance and take straight off again.
Yep. Roll to hit. She's going to miss you again because you've got a stupid AC, and she's not that good at hitting.
24.
Cool. You break another lance on her, and again she misses. And this time, let me double check. Pretty sure she'll hold on. Yeah, she just manages to hold on, though. You see, even with advantage, even though she is like angry and focused on fighting, she struggles to hang on. You're doing really well so far, Shaith. You've not been hit. Sabre goes again without waiting for you, and is ready to go.
Yeah, same.
Cool. She's going to miss you again.
That's a 14.
Keep using the dice. That's annoying me. What did you get?
14.
14. So you also miss. So yeah, you do not hit her as you go through again. Just like asked you, no one's been dehorsed.
Yeah.
But 3 rounds, 4 points. The winner again, Shaith, and proceeding to the final against Umog the Immovable. It's a fortunate name. Right. So you have made it to the final, and the crowd cheer for you. They celebrate your victory, even though they don't know who you are. But they are very happy. And then the gauntlet run. So you were stood next to it at the start. This very small gnome, with his apron, his boots, his gloves, and his goggles on, and his leaf tattoos that you can see on the back. And he just looks up at you and goes, "Good luck, mate. You'll be all right. Just concentrate and go for it." And you just see the steward next to you. There are several stewards around you, but you get the impression they're not here for you. They are watching this gnome. Are you ready, Jeffin? Oh, yep. Are you ready, Kingsman?
Bring it on. Yeah, and I start slapping myself as well. I'm going to go into a rage.
Cool. This time the crowd kind of understand what's going on. They cheer a bit more. They respond a bit more positively to it.
I spin around with it and do the whole hacker, proper hacker. Wah!
I'll make I'm going to make a performance check for that.
Yeah.
Make a performance check with advantage.
Performance, I get no bonus. It's a 19, so we're good.
The crowd love it. Like, they aren't used to this. The other performers haven't, or the other runners haven't done this. They've been very focused, like competitors. But they like this. The crowd aren't used to it, but they like it now. They're getting used to it.
Something new.
And the steward tells you, first to the end wins.
Oh. Right.
So, are you ready?
Ready.
A little nod from Jeffen, who now is focused. But make a perception check for me. See if you notice.
It's a nat 20. 23.
Cool. You notice that Jeffen is hyper-focused, but one of his hands has just gone up to like the button for his apron that holds the collar around on his neck. As he's just getting ready. No one else has noticed. And the steward just says, "Go." And as you say that, Jeffen undoes the button, takes off the apron, and is butt naked other than his boots, his gloves, and his goggles.
Oh my god!
And what that means is he gets to use his feature, which is naked cheek, and he has advantage on dexterity-based checks for the rest of the time. So he's been saving
Oh
it for the final.
God.
That's a homebrewed feature, obviously, an ability, but it's called Naked Cheek. And he is in the wind. The stewards are panicking, but he is off as you both run up the stairs to the bear traps first. So make your acrobatics or athletics.
I mean, think
check.
about it. He's got 0 drag, right? So
Yeah.
really, it makes sense.
Got a little bit of
Aerodynamic.
drag. He's got a little bit of drag.
That's an 8.
It's got a proportional
18.
size amount of drag.
If he could get hold of some Kingsman's baby oil, he'd be unstoppable.
Yeah, I'm keeping that away from him. It's 18.
Cool. He got a 19 altogether. You both are expertly able to dodge the bear traps. This time, they clamp up and they try and grab you and bite at you as you're in the final. So things are a little bit different now.
I'm jumping all over the place. Yep.
But you are both right next to each other, neck and neck. As you come to the gelatinous cube, which is slightly higher this time. Again, make me a dexterity or an athletics or acrobatics check.
Athletics. I got double 9 plus 6. Ooh, that's a
Cool.
15.
Yep. You are both neck and neck. As he gets a 19 again because he rolled a 13 again. So you both are able to. You see, he runs up the wall and just palms the gelatinous cube to get to the other side. How do you get across this gelatinous cube that's starting to rise slightly?
I'm gonna have to parkour the corner. So I'm going to do proper Assassin's Creed. I'm going to bounce off this one, boom, 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 and go across.
Yeah. And you do, you get across, and it looks spectacular. Make me a dexterity saving throw.
A dexterity saving throw. It's a nat 20 plus 2.
Damn.
Cool. So the wrecking ball comes across. Jeppen just slides underneath it, and you just see it. You see a wisp across it, his hair just goes. Woo, woo. It's got a lot of wax in it. And I'm not going to describe what happens to the rest of his body, but he slides under it very easily. A little bit of graze on the butt cheeks. You were able to get around it, and you were slightly ahead of him with that nat 20, very slightly. Make the perception check as you come around the corner.
Perception. It's a 19.
Cool. You notice that he doesn't. So as you come around the corner, you notice a little spark of fire, of light coming from underneath the foliage. There is gaps between the foliage and the spikes, and you just see a spark of fire and hear the sound as though something's about to happen. You can keep going, or you can pause for a second. What would you like to do?
Being the ever hero, I think it's like a stick of dynamite or something like that. So I am gonna I'm gonna spin, half spin, put my arm out. I'm not gonna clothesline him. I'm gonna cradle his naked body.
Yep.
Okay.
And just stop him from going into the foliage. And then turn him around. So if it is an explosion, I will protect him with my back.
Cool. Make an athletics check because he thinks you're just trying to stop him from winning, so he won't immediately stop.
It's a dirty 20, 14 plus 6.
Cool. Yeah, he got a 13. You're able to grab him as he does wiggle a little bit, but not too much. And you stop as suddenly there is this explosion that goes straight up of fire that if you had carried on going, you would have got caught in. And the wall is slightly destroyed. And you can see now the crowd, not through the wall, but the wall is destroyed. And you can now see the crowd, and there's a bit of panic and confusion. But Jeff's like, I want to keep going. I want to keep going. What are you doing? And he tries to wiggle out. Okay, he's going to try and wiggle out if you don't stop him and get away from him.
That's fine. Look, if it's already exploded. I'll let him go because he's wriggling around too naked for me.
Yeah, he wriggles and
I just put him down.
There is still space for you to jump across. He immediately, as he drops down, just jumps across, almost bounces like a ball, and jumps across. Are you going as well?
Yeah, I'll jump over if there's space to land. I got a 17 plus 6.
Yep, you easily make it across. There is enough space at the other end. You already know where the tripwire is. As you get around to the spiked wall and the blades, make another athletics or acrobatics check. You are neck and neck with Jeffin.
Oh, this could lose it. I've got 16.
Cool. The DC was 15. You just make it, as does Jeffin. As you avoid the spikes, you were able to. He just slides through the blades, like it's big enough for him to get through because he's small. You're able to dive over the top again, and you both get to the end, and they're like neck and neck, freeze frame. No one could. There'd be not even a tip between you. No one could separate you. But what you do see is the stewards are waiting, and the steward who's been announcing goes, and disqualified for nakedness for the 4th year in a row is Jeffin Thunderspring. And the winner is Kingsman. Jeffin, you've really got to. Oh, I'm still on thaumaturgy. How do I turn this off? But the crowd cheer because they just love the spectacle. And Jeffin, in all his nakedness, just goes, "Woohoo! That's right!" and just runs off and is like ducking between the guards' legs and having a merry old time and disappears off into the rest of the tournament. But Kingsman, you have won the gauntlet run. Well done. So we have 2 winners out of 4.
So no pressure to the rest of us.
No pressure.
Mrs. Bimble Bumble, you are back in your home. Your 2 sons, or 2 of your sons, have been returned to you. And they are sat, and you now remember where you saw the stranger from. Remind me what you asked him about a deal, wasn't it? Or he wants something.
What does he want?
Well, I don't think I need to encourage you because you're a businesswoman. You know the value of these things, and it'd be very worthwhile getting rid of the king. But I do always like an incentive. So I've returned your 2 sons to you, which was the deal. You get me the diary. I get your 2 sons out of a bit of bother. Unharmed. Perfectly well. Unfortunately, I have taken Stacey, Megan, Jason, Shauna, and Charlotte just to make sure that you do the job at the end. But they'll be returned to you, safe and well. No problems.
That is understandable. I think Mrs. B is going to go over to like the drinks tray that she's got in the dining room, and she's going to pour 2 like whiskeys and kind of hand one to the stranger and sit down. I think that seems like to be honest, I sort of expected that from you, so fair enough. But as you say, I don't need a lot of incentive. At the time of your first request, I think it might have been bad business for my husband, but things have changed. And I'm running this operation now. And I think it would be very beneficial for the family to be sympathetic to your needs. So I understand your point of view. I understand your position. I have a request in order to help us complete the challenge you've set for us. Now, if you happen to have a small wee vial of that wonderful aging shenanigans, I think it would be incredibly beneficial to maybe have that as a backup. I know Shaith has a few ideas knocking around that wee head of his, but the Drow City has had an unfortunate run of this strange concoction, and I think if we are to avoid a war, it wouldn't go amiss to have a similar thing befall the Elven King. Don't you?
I do like a deal and a bargain. I'll tell you what, Isola. If you get in the castle of Obert High, I'll get a bar to you.
Wonderful. And I look over at my 2 sons. That is how we conduct business.
Over. They've got like gags over their mouth.
And I'll extend my hand to the stranger to shake on it.
He extends a gloved hand to you and doesn't grip tightly. Like there's no gripping tightly. He just shakes your hand very politely.
Brilliant.
We have an accord and a deal, more importantly.
Indeed we do. Thank you for your cooperation.
Enjoy the games. Clicks his fingers and you are back next to those aunties who are baying for blood. And you can see now it's down to Far and the dwarf, who you don't really know who he is. But we are back to there, and you're back in the stands, but no one has noticed you've been gone.
Kick him in the gonads, Far!
Oh, yeah, kick him! Grab and twist!
There's literally.
And with those
Go
words
for
of
the soft
encouragement,
bits!
we're going to come to you as you are stood in front of the dwarf prince. And this is more where the initiative came in. He got a higher initiative than you, so he is going to go first.
Fair, very fair.
He rolls with disadvantage because your cloak is still active.
Actually, before he goes, Bars just wants to like hold out a fist, like doing like a fist bump, Ken Ryu style. Hey, let's give him a good show, huh?
We're like a show, and he fist bumps you, and then brings his sword down.
Yep, fair.
Cool, but he might not hit you. Where is he? That would be more helpful. With a 15 to hit.
With a 15, that meets it, beats it.
Cool. So he hits you once, and he cuts through you. It doesn't hurt though, but you do have a slight wound, but you're not really hurt. He's going to swing again.
Cool.
For an 18 to hit, so he hits you again.
Yep. That's
And he's then
hits.
gonna action surge, and he puts his sword on his shoulder. I think it would be a better show if I finish it off rather than asking you to give up. So, good luck.
Oh,
And he's going to swing again. He's going to swing twice.
Cool. Oh god. Cool.
Cool. Misses the first time.
Cool. Yeah. It's Far's like pretty had up, but he's also like doing, I think almost like a drunken master kind of stance, like just dodging out of the way of this final hit that's going to knock him out anyway.
Yeah, and unfortunately, with a dirty 20, he cuts through and is able to catch you with his fourth attack of this round, and you are felled. And the crowd are uproared, and they cheer and they chant Domori, as you are. Although you can't hear them because the silence is still up, but you can see these people cheering. Because I forgot about the silence, you can't hear or see anything.
Oh right, that's also the point. Yeah.
But as you fall to the ground, the silence drops, and a cleric runs over to you and immediately does cure wounds, and you get about 16 hit points. You're fine. It starts to get you back up.
Yeah.
And they invite you to go off into the tent as Domori rests his great sword on his shoulder and waves to the crowd and cheers. As unfortunately one of you has lost in this tournament of champions. But came very close. That initiative would have made the difference there.
Fair.
You can't win everything. But then we come to the last event, the final. As Shaith, you see Umog the Unmovable sits at top her warg and holds a lance that looks really small in her hand. It looks like she's holding a child's lance. She's that big. Doesn't hold on to the warg. And you just see this hot steam come from inside her helmet as she rages. And gets ready to go. Are you ready, Shaith? And is there anything you want to do before you start running?
So I... No, because it would be against the rules, so no.
Cool. I just wanted to, you might have.
I'm not gonna chance it.
Cool. What I will tell you is you both have an AC of 20. You both have a +8 to hit. So this is an incredibly even fight. But she rages, so it's going to be hard to knock her off.
Yeah.
Whenever you're ready, the steward raises their hand. When you're ready, ride 5 points, 3 rounds. Good luck. And looks at you as he says that.
I'll just start the chant again. Shape, 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 shape.
Cool. Make a performance check for me.
That's a 15.
Cool. Yeah, the crowd are on board. There is also some chance for Umog as you see, there's like a little crowd of orcs, but the shave chants really drown them out. When you're ready, you can ride.
Let's go.
Cool. As you go, Umog reacts rather than going first and goes towards you. Roll to hit.
I call on Triferiion's aid. I yell as I thrust the lance forward and use guided strike to add 10 to my roll. I rolled a 3 on a dice, so that's a 21 in total.
Cool. So you break the 21. You break the lance on Umog, who misses you, almost like it's too small. Rolled a 4. But he easily stays on the wall, like doesn't even shake. You break the lance, and it does break off of her like mismatched armor, but just keeps going. Doesn't even wobble, and again, but stops at the end. Goes to the other end, picks a new. Actually, keeps hold of the same lance because she didn't do anything with the last one, and waits for you, and waits at the end. Very respectful, very honourable, one might say, but still tufts of air, hot, steamy air of rageful breath coming from out the helmet.
I'll throw the lance into the crowd as I ride back.
Okay, so make me roll strength check. I'm going to roll some dex saves.
I rolled a 25.
Okay, so these lances aren't too big, but they're big enough. You throw it, and 3 people just see it come and go, fuck, and get hit with this lance, and all get knocked out. Because it's the lance that you've thrown into the crowd.
I didn't intend that. What I intended was like when they break their bats in baseball and they throw the handles into the crowd. It's like it was that completely.
Yeah. Oh, someone grabs it and it's like, yeah, woo! I'm just ignoring the 3 unconscious people in the front row, like, woo, yeah.
Okay, so I collect a fresh lance. I will salute Ugmar the Unmovable, and then launch into my next charge.
Cool, and she follows suit again. Use a different dice.
Okay, I rolled an 8, so that's only a 16.
Cool. She rolled a 19 altogether.
Oh,
so you both miss, but you feel hers go past the side of your face. You're 2 points ahead, but there is one more round left.
Yeah.
The crowd are cheering and chanting, and Umog at the other end, still with the same lance from the first round, raises it to the crowd, points it at you, and nods. And this time doesn't wait for you and goes.
Okay. Let's go for it. I rolled a 10 that time, so it's an 18.
Cool. She rolled a 14, so that's a 22. Breaks a lance on you, so you are even on points. Make me a strength saving throw, please.
A strength saving throw on athletics check.
Strength saving throw.
Yeah. That is a 19.
Cool. So you hold yourself up as you are knocked by this lance. You quite easily. And the steward, 3 rounds, 2 points each. One final round. If you miss, we go to melee. Good luck. And you have one more chance, as there is a sudden death. If you miss or someone doesn't win outright, you will go to the ground. And you will follow the same rules that Far did for his melee event. Basically, you get 4 lives. Cool. Umog this time again stops, raises the lance, points to you, but holds and doesn't just charge at you.
Okay. I salute and then charge.
Cool. Roll to hit.
A 6.
That's you're on a 3.
14 in total.
The two of you almost too respectful in this combat as you both miss. But as you miss, Umog immediately just almost stands up and off of the warg and vaults over to your side. drops the lance, and someone throws her a battle axe. Someone will throw you your weapon with great difficulty, I might add.
Okay. This is just a straight fight.
Yeah, this is. We're going to roll attacks. And what I will say is the first to hit twice is pretty much going to win this.
Okay.
She makes 2 melee attacks per turn. How many melee attacks do you make? 2?
2.
Cool. So let's roll those attacks.
Should we do initiative? You want to do initiative?
No, at the same time. You're both just going to start wailing on each other.
Okay. So I got a 19 plus 8, which is 27, and a 10 plus 8, which is 18.
Cool. So she got a 27 and a 24. So she hit you twice. You hit her once. As the crowd are cheering now and roaring, and the rest of you, where your events have finished, you can hear this come up now. Like, it is loud, and the jousting has gone to the ground, which people love. She hits you twice. You hit her once. She only needs to hit you 2 more times.
Yeah.
So go again. Roll 2 more attacks.
That is a 24 and a 19.
Cool. So again, you miss once, you hit her once. She also misses you once, but hits you again. So she's hit you 3 times, and she has hit you twice. We will now roll initiative to see whose attacks are going to hit first.
Yeah.
Because we're getting to that point.
$10.
She got 16. So her attacks are going to hit first, but roll them at the same time as you both are swinging and fighting.
I rolled a 6 on a dice and a 3 on a dice. I missed twice.
You missed twice, and she misses once, and then hits with a 22 on the second one and knocks you to the ground, and you are out as Umog raises her battle axe, and the crowd just roar at victory and applaud, and you hear chants of both your names as this was a spectacle. But you have lost this event. So 2 winners, 2 losers, and 1 in the stands. But the cheering erupts everywhere. There is lots of fanfare. There are just colour spray in the sky as different streams come up. There are pyrotechnics, magical pyrotechnics as the events are over. And the winners are all called to receive their medals. Mrs. Bemble-Bomble, what are you doing at the end of this now? As the events have finished, what are you doing?
So, do I win any money for betting against Far?
So they give you 50 gold pieces.
Sweet, lovely. I forgot to ask as well. It's fine if you say no, skip it. But I forgot to ask the stranger where he's dropping off my idiot sons.
You didn't ask and you didn't say.
Fair play. In that case, I think Mrs. Bemble-Bumble is going to just slink away very quietly and demurely away from all the action. So mindful.
Cool. Are you heading anywhere in particular?
I think I'm going to head back to the old man and the cat.
Cool. You can go there. Biggledick isn't there, but Lappy is there. We'll let you in. Okay. The rest of you, Kingsman, you are celebrated. The other competitors, other than Jeff and his run off naked, being chased by loads of guards, they all shake your hand and congratulate you. The crowd cheer for you. Neshka, the same. The other competitors, except for the Dragonborn and the Half-Orc, who you notice have gone together and walked off. But they do, the others, Faldak shakes your hand, respects your boundaries, and the Hobgoblin also wishes you well and praises you. Bar, the first to be defeated by someone, Damori, once you're healed, will help you up. Don't worry, lad. It's difficult. Sometimes things don't go your way, but hopefully this wasn't very important to you and like a pivotal part of anything you were trying to do.
Oh yeah, no, that's
Oh no.
that's super fine, man. Don't worry about it.
Well, if it makes you feel better, it was very important to me to get to the king as well. So, good luck for
Oh,
next
yeah?
time, maybe.
Okay, great, cool. Well, I mean, you're like a prince, right? What do you need to see the king for?
Make an insight check.
All right.
Hmm.
18.
You can see he's trying to hold something back, and being very careful about the words he chooses. Some very special business to discuss.
Okay, well, I think he's like, it's like shaking his hand like in a slow way and looking at her. Okay, well, I hope your special business goes well.
It usually does, but good luck. If you ever need anything, come to Tradan and come to Tradar Mountain, and I'll sort you out. But maybe give it a week, and then I'll be able to sort it out.
Right, aye, okay, cool. I gotta find my buzz, so, nice fighting,
Cool.
Getting stabbed by you, peace, and he, like, leaves.
For a man with no weapon, you did mightily well.
He's like, thanks, I give him a thumbs up. I think I'm passing like the other one I took out, so I'm like, hey, if I did at one point use a weapon, and B, like he's looking at the other three he took out and went, well.
Yeah.
Oh, I
And
wonder how
you can
King's
wander
did,
off,
though. We
and
got-
you can
must have
find
mixed up.
other people eventually.
Yeah.
You will all hear that like the champions are being, the winners are being called to the jousting area, where Shaith, you are helped up by Umog the Unmovable, who effortlessly pulls you to your feet, and as few people do, towers above you, and takes off her helmet and shakes her hair down, and there's this long, like dark brown hair with her like quite wide orcish face. You did well, friend. It was honourable that you were bored on the ground. Well done. And then shakes your hand.
I didn't win though, did I?
Winning isn't everything, is it? Sometimes the joy is in the taking part, and the lessons that we learn on the way.
Normally I might agree with you, but not today. Today it was very important that I win.
Oh, you can always have my medal if you wanted. I'd take the medal.
It was more than the audience with the king I was looking forward to.
Oh, I think that's what the medal gets you. I have no use for material things. They mean nothing to me. I'm all about the spiritualness rather than the material nature of things. And fuck
You can see the king. I'm keeping the winnings, by the way.
I would appreciate that. You did fought honourably. It's the hardest fight I think I've ever faced.
it was
Certainly
close.
one I won't forget.
Good. Where can I drop the medal off?
I'm staying at the Old Man and the Cat.
Oh, I'll get someone to drop it off for you.
Thank you.
And then wanders off to the other side, where you start to see more of the other competitors. Some you haven't seen that you don't recognise. There is a Loxodon, there is a Grung there, which is a frog-like creature. But Neshka and Kingsman, you were invited and you were guided to come and stand in a line with the other winners to receive your medals if you would like to.
Can I watch this and clap for them? Because like I think coming out and seeing at least cover the ones, I was like, oh, nice, good job, guys.
Yeah, you can. Anyone that wants to, other than Mrs. B, who's gone to the Urbana Cat, anyone that wants to can come and like watch and gather around and see this ceremony that goes on.
Just super like yelling out their names, really trying to hype things up, but it's a weirdly somber ceremony. It's like, yeah, Neshka, did you guys see her? No, why are we so quiet? Why are you bowing?
And you realize the reason they're being quiet, or that things are quieting down, is you see this high elf with this like almost bleach blonde hair, like it's so platinum blonde, tied up in these careful braids that go down her back, wearing this white dress with this little red section in the middle, and a small circlet atop her head, as the princess, Irena Pentria, walks down, surrounded by guards. One of which is the Aarakocra who you saw with the white feathers with slight yellow, who is holding a cushion, and atop that cushion are medals for the champions. And she goes down, and it's like any, when royalty in real life do stuff where there's lots of stuff going on around them, but actually the conversations with the winners are quite silent and quite personal. So there is a bit of cheering around as things are announced. As she walks up to each competitor, their name is announced. And then she eventually gets to you, Neshka, first before she gets to Kingsman because of the order of events. And she will take off one of the medals and puts it around your neck. Well done. I understand there were some things that happened at the beginning of your event. Are you all right?
Yes, I'm fine. Fortunately, I'm going to see where the person who attacked me went and find out more.
We found them and we arrested them. They are currently in the cells, in halls of justice, where they will remain until the end of the Harvest Feast, at least.
It's good to know. Do you know why they stabbed me? I wasn't even their opponent.
No, I'm afraid we don't know any of that. I don't have that sort of information. I'm not really involved in that sort of thing. But rest assured, they are secure and no one else would be at risk.
Thank you.
And congratulations, champion.
Thank you.
And then she will move down. And shape and far as she's moving, either of you can make an insight or a perception check if you are watching what's going on.
Hey.
She will eventually get to you, Kingsman, and take off the last remaining medal. Just lean down for me, please. She's much shorter than you.
That's fine.
Well done. So not keen on tops, I see.
And you just do that kind of single kind of peck. No. In this weather, the glorious weather we have, no.
It was very unusual for someone of your size and shape to compete in that event, so well done for winning. Although I do understand that Jeffin was disqualified again. I apologize for that.
He was... being naked was an interesting tactic. But there was... did you hear about the explosion princess? There was something going on.
Oh, and she looks at the Aarakocra next to her and he just nods. Oh, yes, we are aware of that, and we are looking into it to ascertain what happened. I don't suppose you saw anything, did you?
Well, I wondered if it was the naked gnome on his first time round. He did seem to have something in his pocket, similar to...
that was the goblin that you saw with something in his pocket.
Goblin, sorry. Seemed to have something in his pocket. He had a red beret on.
Well, that must be Blario. We'll have a look for him. Unfortunately, he's well renowned. He jumps a lot on people's houses and then jumps on their head. So annoying. But fine. We shall find him. Thank you for letting us know.
Public menace.
He is. There's a lot of public menaces. Bar and Shafe, did you do perception or insight? And if so, what did you get?
Perception 21.
Perception 26.
26. Cool. So you...
I just closed D&D Beyond. Sorry. I was about to say, check D&D Beyond. And I was like, no, it's closed.
So you both notice that whilst the princess is being kind and engaging in conversation, she clearly doesn't enjoy this, and you can see her just kind of going like a bit of a huff every now and then, as though she probably doesn't enjoy the games. But you'd have to do insight to understand why. But you both chose perception, and that's fine. But she awards the medals. Everyone is cheered and celebrated, and one steward steps forward. everyone is welcome to congratulate the champions, but then you all need to leave so we can make the place safe again and clear up after all of you. But thank you all very much and well done to our champions. And there is a big roar. And you have all won, or two of you have won, and all the champions are celebrated. Cool. As people start to filter out, what would you, the four of you that are still there, like to do?
Firstly, I'm going to go with Kingsman and be like, you on that?
Yes, I did.
Okay, shit. Wow. You are a man of many talents. Many hidden, weirdly baby old talents.
Indeed. I am a champion, Far.
Oh yeah, you're a champion, man. Good job. I pat him and wipe my hand. And Neshka, you as well. Good stuff.
Thank you. I wasn't sure how it was going to go after I got stabbed, but it went better than I expected.
Wait, I mean, I got stabbed a bunch, but it was like a stabbing. There was like a whole stabbing going on. You got stabbed?
I got stabbed, and it was not part of the event.
Oh, that sounds like a standard like cheaty type of situation.
Mm.
But you're okay now, and I assume you kicked the shit out of the guy.
No, he went away, and the princess told me that he was arrested.
Oh, same thing. All right, well, hey, if we see him, if at any point anyone up in jail, not it, we beat that guy up. No problem.
I agree.
All right. You guys seen Chase and Mrs. B around?
Shaker's wandered off to the Old Man and the Cat Inn. And Mrs. B,
Yeah,
you're already there. What are you getting up to, Mrs. B, at the Old Man and the Cat?
I am taking out... So I've got my forged invitations, and I am filling in Far's name on the one that I left blank. And I think she's also takes a moment just to sort of defrag almost, and I think as much as she tried to play it cool with the stranger, I think seeing Antonio in those memories just really hit quite hard, and so she has a little cry, has a moment, swears about her children, and then just like gets busy like tidying.
Yeah, it's already pretty tidy, but you feel like as you get the feeling of wanting to tidy, the room messes itself up a little bit so that you can tidy it.
Honestly, slovenly.
Cool. So, are the other three of you, are you headed back to the Old Man and the Cat Inn?
Yeah, heading back
what I will
to,
say is it's probably about 2 or 3 in the afternoon, so it's still quite early. If you want to go and if there are any other contacts you want to go and speak to, for example, or if you want to go and explore other areas.
I just want to go via the other contact who Lolo, thank you. Yes, that's been my sheet. Yes, they want to go by Lolo's on the way back. Like pop our head in. Is that cool with everybody?
I need to speak to Lolo.
Oh, okay. Well, then sure. Yeah, I figure it's better to have like 2 chances. Like we only got a couple of medals, so anybody else who can get to help us see the king would be fortuitous. I'll tell you what. Cool. Let's head that way. We'll go around.
The High King's Lounge is a bit beyond the Old Man and the Cat Inn, but you're going with the traffic, like the foot traffic. There is a lot of people here, hundreds of people that you are following back into the main part of the city, having been on the western part of the city that is a bit out of sight most of the time. And eventually, it probably take you about half an hour to walk back. So, Mrs. B, if you are finished and you intend to go there,
I will come and join them, and I will let Far know that I've sorted out his event invitation for him.
Wow, like just now, or did that take a while to figure out?
I did most of it, and then I came back but you did so well. I'm so proud of you.
Okay.
No strings attached, and I'm going to give him 5 gold.
Insight check.
No
What are you
contract.
talking about? Immediate insight check. What are you talking about?
Cool. Roll an insight check, and Mrs. B, it'll be deception or persuasion, whatever you're doing.
23.
It's also 23 persuasion.
God damn it.
Cool. So, yeah, Mrs. B, being honest.
Just a real
Completely
Mexican
honest.
standoff of like, it's free
Yeah.
money, but also it's Mrs. B.
Look,
Maybe
there's
she's found a
no
new league.
paperwork. There's no paperwork.
Okay.
I just think you did really well. I made a bit of money off you, and I feel bad. So there you go.
You know what? I can't immediately out of that. Honestly, I'm surprised I got as far as I did.
You did very well.
there
That
was a
strapping
moment-
young man was all muscle.
He was like so much muscle. It was actually crazy. And look, okay, I can tell you guys now that we're out of here. I had a moment. I could have like stunned that dude straight up. Like who put that fist up for a fist bump between a fight? Are you crazy? Get your hand cut off. But he's just so charismatic. I just couldn't even do it. Like it was right there. God.
I believe that's what my grandson would call got it bad.
I don't know what that means, Mrs. B. I feel like maybe you're making some of these up.
I just repeat what I'm told, dear.
Right. So
I
he
believe
had it
it's
bad?
I think it's like no, that you had it bad. You were
Right.
DTF.
No, I'm an ELF. Well, half elf. It's kind of complicated.
That's too many letters for an acronym.
What HALF ELF? It's right
Well, it's
there.
too
As you're
long,
having
dear.
that
You've got to shorten
conversation, you come round the corner, you go past the old man and the cat inn, and you see a building that only slightly stands out in the city. Like it's got these white walls, but they're not quite perfectly white, like the other buildings in Narkel have. And its green roof is slightly faded. It is still the green or trying to be the green of the king and the House of Pentrieth, but actually it's not quite right. And you can come up at the front of it, you see these two like bay windows, and in the center of the first floor, the ground floor, is a doorway, and then there is a top floor as well that has some windows in it, but you can't see through them. What would you like to do as you approach the High King's Lounge?
Well, I expect this place to be kind of higher market, but I mean, we're just gonna stroll in, right? This place is public. Be
Just
cool.
walk in with confidence and pride.
Confidence and pride. Okay. I look at Kinsman.
So I stand up even straighter.
Yeah, there's literally
Hold my
nobody here
medal.
more confident than us than Kingsman, I think. So you got it, big man.
Cool. And as you walk in, like this slightly faded outside, it is bright inside. Like the floor is perfectly polished. It's quite a bright, almost golden flooring, wood flooring. There are tables with seats around them, made of this very fine elven wood. And in the bay windows, as you look around the corners of the room, you can just see that there are like 2 booths in each one where people can sit around. And then on the wall opposite, you see a door to the left that is just closed. In the middle of the room is this bar, like this U-shaped bar with an Aarakocra stood behind it, who basically looks like a bald eagle with the white head, brown feathers, and this bright yellow beak. And then just to the right of that is another door that opens and closes as people come in and out with food. And then some stairs that lead up to the very far right corner. Make a perception check for those that are walking in.
Ooh.
9.
You are so confident. You seem confident.
It's like the 1 week where digital dice are being my friends and real dice are not. So that's
I also got a 9.
Oh no.
Cool. What did you get for?
24.
I
And
got
Mrs.
20,
B?
23.
Cool. Okay, so Kingsman and Neshka,
both looking
almost
in
like
the
the
other
weight
direction,
of
that's
your
all.
medals are just like slightly distracted, try and stand up. and you get distracted by people looking and going, ooh, as they're impressed. But Mrs. B and Far, you notice several things. The first thing you notice is that Kingsman and Neshka walk past this Loxodon who's 7 foot tall and has this like tied up knot of hair at the back, this slightly pale yellow skin, and is wearing this green waistcoat with this white shirt underneath it and these beige trousers, and looks incredibly smart, and incredibly muscular and incredibly strong, almost like a bouncer. But he just watches and nods as you walk in. You also notice to the right, as you look into one of the booths, you see Balalia, Sabre, and Vaughn, the 3 Drow High Guard from Drudan.
I don't nod at them.
Cool. And then you know some other people spotted around, but no one that would stand out to either of you. There is a free table or a booth if you would like to take it.
Yeah, let's slide on in there. What's the bar situation around here?
There is a bar, but there's a U-shaped bar in the middle of the far wall, with a eagle aracocra basically stood behind it.
That was
again, also wearing this green waistcoat, white shirt, beige trousers, very smart and uniformed.
Okay, well, wait.
Do you all have your coupons?
Yeah, did you guys? Wait, we got coupons?
Do you know we got the coupons? The little flyers?
Well, of course an old lady knows about coupons. What am I even asking here? Come on.
How dare you? I'll take that 5 gold back.
I knew it.
Cool. You can present your coupon to this Aracocra, who has seen you walk up to him, has been watching you, quite eagle-eyed, pun intended. But the moment you walk up, jumps and goes, "Oh, sorry, drink."
Oh yes, please. You okay, buddy?
Oh, fine. Yeah.
Yeah. What? Oh. Okay, I'd like
Help.
one of your most expensive drinks with this coupon that I have, which is free drink.
Oh, well, you can have one of the free drinks that the coupon gets you. You can't have the most expensive because that's the most expensive.
What? I never read the fine print.
And that's how they get you. That's how I
You got me.
And he flips over the leaflet that has a blank back. And as he flips it, text appears that has like.
Oh, come on!
It is for one, and it is all the fine print that is magically hidden on the back, literally hidden from you. But he will get you a glass of wine or a glass of rum, whichever you would prefer.
Mrs. Bemble Bumble doesn't actually use coupons, so she is going to purchase like some top tier whiskey, please.
Wait, this is a wine and rum bar.
Damn it! Then I will buy a fine bottle of Chateau Pape de Neuf.
Cool. It will be so the most expensive wine here is Kylond wine.
Of course it is, yeah.
And it is 7 gold pieces a bottle.
Oh, that's nothing. Yeah, sure.
Oh, come on! My
It's nothing for Mrs. B.
Yeah, in a plastic cup, and she's like, "Oh yes, that's nothing." Gold gauntlet full of the finest wine, please.
Cool. So you all grabbing a drink? Everyone grabbing a drink?
Yeah, I'll just take one of the free ones. That's fine.
Yep, and it's actually an all right glass, so it's like house wine. It's actually fine. Cool, Kingsman, you getting a drink?
Yep. Again, slide the voucher on the counter.
Cool. Wine or rum, whatever your preference is what you get. And then actually, Neshka, you turn around as you like all try and find a place to sit. And Neshka, you now spot, as you spent a bit more time in this room, sat at a table is the Black Dragonborn who you fought against. And also, Kingsman, you notice that Blario, the little goblin, is sat there as well.
Are they sitting together?
Yeah, all sitting together. And also, Shape would notice and be able to tell everyone the knight who was riding the elk is also sat together.
Ooh.
Would you like to go and take a seat somewhere, or would you like to do anything else?
Should
There is
we
a
go-
table next to
These
them,
guys.
or a booth
Yeah,
out the way.
let's get in.
Should we
let's
slide
get
into the
with it,
booth?
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's
Get a
slide
bit
into the
privacy.
booth.
Yeah, absolutely. I think. Do we think it might be helpful to sort of listen in on what these lot are yapping about?
Yeah, it's
I
weird
think
that
so.
they're all hanging out together. We should like at least have a little listen.
If we take the table near them, and I'm just gonna nip to the little ladies' room, and I want to try and hide myself using my lovely cloak in the shadows to see if I can position myself to hear them a little bit better. Like, I'm small. I want to crawl under the table.
Make a step check, and I believe your cloak gives you advantage.
It does. I don't even need it. Natural 20 for a
Hey,
30.
oh, great day
Natural
today.
30.
This is more like it, guys. Let's get these rolls in.
Yeah, this is a really well lit place, but that means it casts shadows in lots of places, and there is a fireplace that crackles and also casts even more shadows for you. You are able to hide in those shadows, and you're small, so you could not get noticed. But Neshka, as you walk to the booth, you have to go past this dragonborn. Make me a dex saving throw, please.
Ooh.
God, I think I get advantage because I'm still wearing the cloak.
Mhm.
19.
Yep, so you're easily you do catch the dragonborn's leg as she puts it out in front of you to try and trip you up. But you're easily able to see it, and you don't even stumble as she tries to trip you up, seemingly for no reason.
Hmm.
I bet you think you're really special because you fucking won, don't you?
Not really. I was surprised to have won.
Yes, because I should have won. I was meant to be the winner.
Meant to be. What do you mean?
Well, because I'm the fucking best, ain't I? I'm the best at everything. I should have beaten you, and it's bullshit that you won. And then she
Sometimes
stands up.
Okay.
Carry on.
Sometimes it just works out that way. Sometimes you win and sometimes you don't.
Yeah, and sometimes people think they've won, and they haven't. Kingsman and Bar, make me a perception check as you're stood nearest. Mrs. B, you're still hiding, and it's slightly out of view because you're hiding.
8.
Let's go perception check.
Did you say 8?
8.
Cool, there's a bar
Also-
here.
I also got 8.
Cool. Yeah. So if we're having Nesha's having a conversation, you can tell it's a heated, or heated from one side because Nesha's very calm at the moment. But they're having a conversation, but you don't notice as the Dragonborn goes to push you, Neshka. So I need you to make an athletics check, which will be contested as she tries to shove you.
11.
Cool. She got a nat 20.
Can
So
is
she,
Neshka still within 5 feet of Far?
yeah.
Hang on, I got to get my reaction up. When a creature within 5 feet of you makes an attack against a target within you can use your reaction to make a melee weapon attack. So I don't want to hit her with a weapon or anything, but can I spill my drink on her instead?
Yeah. You absolutely can do that if you would like to.
Yeah. So just as she goes to shove Neshka, just Far goes, oh no, my cheap booze, and just, spills the drink right in her lap.
Make an attack roll.
My cheap boots.
my cheap free booze. There we go. That is so 18.
Yeah, absolutely. You spill it over her. She's still able to push you, Neshka, but can't follow that up with anything. And she pushes you, and you stumble back a little bit, probably into Kingsman, who stood right next to you. But then, what's your fucking problem?
Well, I don't need booze now, do I? Hey, how about some of yours? Do you mind sharing?
I'll share something with you. And she goes to pull her fist back.
I mean, I'm still gonna dodge.
Yeah. You can do it. Like, this is not an initiative thing. Like, if anyone wants to react or do something in the moment.
Yeah, Fast can start a fight, but he doesn't mind anything that looks stupid.
You talk about a fight, make an insight check about the fight element of that.
Let's go inside. It's a 20, not that.
Yeah, you look around and you can see the Loxodon is paying attention, is just starting to move towards you.
Yeah.
And you remember seeing a set of rules as you came in that none of you paid too much attention to. The first one was
true.
Do not fight.
Yeah. So I think
You just remember a little bit of like, oh, I'm pretty sure I saw that. Like,
just in
this
big
is
letters,
fight
no
here.
fighting, and then other things in smaller letters.
So the first one is like, do not fight in this place. So as she goes to punch someone, she's going to try and punch you far. What do you do?
With a movement far, like it's going to just like, again, when he dodges things, he looks like he's just like tripped or missed something or whatever. So what? Oh, sorry, you must have been trying to give me a thing. Listen, hey, and then he goes, we do not want to get kicked out. None of us will get kicked out of here. Let's be cool, huh?
You said it to her?
Yeah, like quietly. I'm trying to make it so she doesn't lose face, but we can all be cool.
I don't give a shit about being kicked out. I care about you being kicked out. Kingsman, do you do anything while this is going on?
No, I'm going to stand behind Neshka and just kind of make sure I'm as tall as I possibly can be.
Or 6'6" of you?
Yeah.
You need to get him like a minor illusion or something.
Make an intimidation check as you do that, Kingsman. You can make it with advantage because of your friends around you. While you're doing that, Mrs. B, are you doing anything from the shadows?
I mean, I'm assuming that I can see all this going on. What are the other two at the table doing?
Make a perception check for me.
Okay. 18.
Cool. So the guy in the armor who has still got his helmet on, like he's wearing his whole armor still. He hasn't taken any of it off, and you can just hear the rattling of armor through shaking and clear nerves. Like he's absolutely bricking it. The goblin, you can't really spot anything as he sits there, but he's not getting involved yet.
Okay.
Kingsman, what was your intimidation check?
Intimidation is 14, but what I'm also going to do is, if there's a nearby empty chair, just to put my hand on the top of the chair and just grab it and squeeze the wood, because if it does turn into a fight, that is going to be my first weapon. I'll just pick it up with one arm and batter him.
Cool, no worries. As you stand there and you grab this chair, and you all just hear the slight splintering of wood as Kingsman grabs hold of it. This very fine elven chair that is like very nice and very expensive. He just starts to crack a little bit. The guy that's rattling in the suit of armor just goes, "Nope," and jumps up and fucking runs. Like goes so far around you to get away from you, and just runs out and just sorry. And just runs. Like, is absolutely not interested in this shit. The goblin stays where he is, though. Cool. The Loxodon keeps walking over to you. He's got about another sort of 5 feet before he gets to you. He hasn't said anything yet. Neshka, are you doing anything as this Dragonborn continues to square up to you?
I'll just step back to where I was before she pushed me. And I'll say, was your name Nestra? Was that it?
My name is Nestrel, and I'm going to make sure you remember it. And she takes a
I'll
big
remember it.
inhale of breath. What would the rest of you like to do?
I'm going to give her an ever so slight stunning strike in the ribs as I see her do this.
Cool. If you want to do it subtly, make a stealth check and then make
that's
an attack roll.
Stealth check. 13 plus 7, 20.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yep.
None of them are going to notice that passive perception.
It's like a real, like, you know, like when you dig your friend in the ribs, like that.
Yep. right between the ribs.
Yeah. Just like a nope, and then just one quick jab in the ribs, and I want to just stun her, and then sit her down, weaken the Bernie style with a drink.
Cool. Roll an attack to hit her.
All right. It's a 12. Oh no, wait, you got the +2, 14.
Cool, which is exactly her AC, so I'm glad you had that +2.
Whew.
You are just discreetly able to hit in the ribs. She failed whatever save. I can't remember what save it is, but she rolled a 3, so nothing's going to get her out of that.
Yeah.
And she just
Right? So funny. Man, good times. Okay, just gonna lean her against here. Somebody give me a drink. Right, I take the guy who ran off, take his drink, put it in her hand, and then go, we should go now, guys, right?
Sticking to the shadows, Mrs. B wants to come up behind this dragonborn, and I would like to, with my cane dagger, just flick it and just stab her in the kidney.
Oh, damn. That's cold.
you can roll with advantage because no one has seen you. They're paying attention to everyone else.
Thank Christ. 27.
Oh no.
Yeah, that was it.
Oh my god.
That is going to be 8 points of damage.
Cool. Is that with your sneak attack?
Oh yeah, I've got sneak attack.
No. We don't want
What
to
do I
kill
get
this
these days?
woman.
3d6. I do. She's a volatile liability. 10. How do numbers work? 13 points on sneak attack.
Cool, so 21 altogether.
Oh
Yeah.
my god.
Yeah, cool. Like she's like badly hurt, but she's still up. Like she's a bit wounded, but she's still up. And there's just a little bit of blood that starts to drip onto the floor. But that was a good stunning strike because she was about to use her dragon breath.
I was about to ask if she's midway through using it and I stun her. If we leave and she comes out of it, will she still like do a big dragon breath on someone?
No. It's
Okay.
stopped inside now. Yeah, you
All right,
stopped
great.
thing.
Yeah, none of that.
Cool.
Thanks.
Kingsman, anything that you're going to do is this dragonborn is stunned, stabbed, sitting on a chair with a drink in her hand, not able to do anything.
No, I'll do the whole kind of clap them on the shoulder, but apply some pressure so they cannot stand up.
Cool. Yeah, you can do that, and she can't resist it at all.
Yeah, stunned already, so he goes.
Yeah, and as you do that, this Loxodon, who is bigger than Kingsman, it's like 7.5 feet tall, walks over. Sorry, I don't mean to disturb you, but is there a problem here? Does it require my intervention of any of you?
No problem at all.
No problem at all. Unless you're the waiter, in which case the problem is that I need another drink.
You can both make deception checks.
Ooh, hello, 22.
12.
Cool. So you got a 22 far, you got a 12, Neshka. He looks at you far, okay, and then looks at you, Neshka, as you got a 14 for his insight. We don't want any trouble here. This is a peaceful place, and as the guardian of this place, I would have to remove any troublemakers if they were to persist.
I have no interest in causing any trouble.
Then if you're not together, perhaps you would sit down.
You know, I do think that maybe this lady here had too much to drink. Like, she might want to go outside and get some air. You might want to take her out for a bit. She seems
She's bleeding.
What? What?
And he just scoops the Dragonborn Nastrel up, who doesn't move.
Oh man, that's so clumsy. She must have slipped or something. Can you get her out there? Yeah. Who the hell
And we'll start to. He just carries her out the front, where he will start to heal her a little bit.
Like, guys, who did that?
Cool, but what you do notice is he does seem to snap her out of it far, and you recognize the technique that he uses as something that monks will be trained to do. As he breaks her stunned condition. But she immediately becomes aggro, and he just throws her out because she can't help herself. And then it's just the four of you and the little goblin who is just sat there looking at all of you.
Are we just gonna take this guy's table? No, let's get a table. Let's have a table.
Sit down with the goblin.
Wait, really?
I'm a goal. I'm a goal. It's okay. I'm a goal. He just quits out.
Wait. I grab him. Wait. Are you? Is this Barrio?
This is Blario. Yeah.
Wait. Come back here. I grab him. Like, how did Kingsman win? I need to know. I couldn't see it from my information.
I don't know. Ask him. He know. I don't know.
No, I need the. I'm shaking this guy. I need the opinion of someone who knows acrobatics.
I don't know.
How big he is. He's
Let me go. And he doesn't know how he won. He also doesn't know because he tried to blow him up.
Yeah, God damn it.
And as you're shaking him, Mrs. B and Kingsman, you're the only two that are immediately distracted. Out of the room at the back with the door that was shut, you just hear the creak of it open slightly, and out of it walks this figure who has to duck slightly under the door as they walk out. But you see this Asimar, and they have this quite short, brushed to the side, white hair with this quite pale skin and some red makeup that just goes down from their eyes, that these beautiful yellow color, wearing this yellow short robe with some white detailing on it as well, or no, white with yellow detailing on it. But what actually stands out more importantly are these massive white feathered wings that they have. And as they walk out, Dougal, darling, is there problems out here? No, just dealing with it. As he throws Nastral out and comes and collects Blario from you. Not again, Blario. And throws him out as well.
Oh, poor Blario.
He tried to blow up the Kingsman and Jeff, and I will point out.
Oh, that is true. He is nasty.
Yeah, he did.
But Lolo, as Dokal has called them, is stood outside and well, darling, if you could just keep the noise down. Biggledip says I might get some visitors, and I don't want riffraff or any problems anywhere. All right. And then disappears back into their office.
She didn't mean us, right? We're not the riffraff.
I think she did.
No, she must have meant that goblin and the dragon with a chip on her shoulder. We're cool.
I'm gonna sneak up behind Far and then pull my hood down. About we are definitely the riffraff in this situation.
God's pissed, woman! What the hell?
No, I didn't mean that we're the riffraff. I mean, I think we're the ones she's expecting to meet.
And we're also the riffraff.
We're not.
Two things can be simultaneously true.
Yeah, okay.
And that's fine.
Get out of here, Blario.
Should we go knock? I've got a very good bottle of wine.
Let's go put our best foot forward.
Okay. Now I'm gonna Mrs. B is gonna do her best to sort of clear everyone up as best she can. Just like a little hanky, oh, you've got a terrible smudge on your face there.
Frosting like a child, no, stop, God.
Well, just stay still.
All I need to do is stand up straight, and actually that resolves the problem. But
again, he's the kind of guy who's automatically does his old lady say. So he's like, oh.
Cool. Are you gonna go knock on the door?
Yeah. Let's go.
That's a really high pitched, yeah.
Hey!
Yeah. Let's go.
Who is knocking on Lolo's door?
I'll knock.
You can knock on the door and from the other side. Yes, open the door.
I will open the door.
Can I be of assistance to you? Car is out there and Dokal is out there if you need any wine or rum.
Well, I don't need anything to drink, thank you. I think you mentioned a moment ago that Biggledip said you should expect someone. Did he say who?
No, he wasn't very specific, but Bigoted likes to be all mysterious, darling. So
I
are
think it
you
might
who I
be
meant to meet?
us. I think so. Because we've been wanting to meet you.
Oh, well, you'll have to join the queue. Who doesn't want to meet me? But sure. Is it just you? Are there friends? Are we having a
It's my
party?
friends. It's my friends.
I've got wine.
Oh, darling, wine is wonderful. Bring it in. I hope it's a bottle of Kylond. I don't drink anything less.
Oh, as if we drink the house horse piss. No offense, but plebs.
Hey,
No, there is some horse piss in it, I think. We can't stop them wandering around. It's fine.
what? Wait, I
Oh,
didn't
no.
drink
I'm
my
joking,
that's
darling. It's a
lady.
joke. It's fine. I'm only joking. We give that to the guards, mainly. So,
That's fair. Okay.
come on in. How can I be of assistance to all of you?
Oh man, is she fancy? What's she wearing?
So they are wearing this short robe that comes up to their thigh, but it is this white flowing robe with this yellow detailing on it.
Does anyone know how to do wizard shit? I saw a guy clean stuff up one time. I cannot go in there like this, because fast gear was at some point quite fancy. It is now not so much fancy. I will pay
Don't worry
any wizard in here
about
$1 for a
fanciness.
quick clean.
Just come on in. Don't worry about it.
Okay, all right. Yeah, he straightens up and toddles in as well.
See, if you shaved your mustache, we wouldn't have this problem.
Oh, I
You
love
like-
the mustache. Look at the
Oh my
twerk. It's a
God.
No.
beautiful mustache.
Oh wow! He starts to get unnaturally flustered. Wow, thanks. I grew it myself.
There's no need to blush. I just complimented your mustache. You're crave for attention.
Do you know what? When you hang out with Mrs. B all day, honestly, anything nice kind of helps.
Gave you money.
It's weird when you
Mrs.
say it like
Bumble
that.
is nice.
See?
Mrs. Bumble Bumble.
Indeed. Hello. Lolo, I
pleasure to meet
presume.
you.
And you, and I
I'm
will
Lolo.
extend.
And very daintily takes your hand and shakes it as though your hand is a feather as they shake it. So, close the door, darling, and looks at you, Shaith, as you're at the back. Close the door, and then we can talk. So, Bigglediv said you wanted to talk to me for something. You mentioned it. Talk away. I'm
Yes.
all ears and wings.
Okay, we learned last time that just being direct is probably the best approach, right?
I mean, yes. I think in this situation, yes.
Yeah. No, I agree.
Should we let Shaith handle this one?
Do you know what? Yeah, actually.
Shaith, do the thing.
I step forward. I look her squarely in the eyes and say, "So after we've murdered the High King, we
Oh God!
and
Okay,
escape.
all right.
We've been told that you are the right person to speak to."
Always the right person to speak to, darling. But sorry, you're killing the king, are you?
Yes.
Splendid. Long time coming, I would suggest. Any particular reason for any of you, or is it just fuck the king, that sort of thing?
Column A, column B.
I think for the rest of them, it's more financially motivated.
Chief, you don't
My-
speak for us. buddy.
I'm not financially motivated.
Yeah, no,
Okay,
same. But
so,
thank you.
I
but there may
am.
be some money involved, maybe or maybe not be motivational. But for me, it's personal vengeance.
Vengeance, such a beautiful thing to do. I totally get that, darling. It's absolutely fine. So how can I help you with that? I'm not going to kill the king, obviously, because business, perception, reputation, I can't harm all that.
Well, as far as we're led to believe, you might have a quick exit should we need it to the hamlet of this fine wine's origin.
Oh, exit strategy is very well done. Well, yes, I mean, I can get you out of the city very easily. Beyond that, I don't want to get too far out of the city, but yes, I can arrange for a carriage to get you out of the city in secret. Biggledip has lots of costumes and he can dress you up. And then you can hide in a carriage and get out. Yes, I can help you get out of the city like that.
Marvelous.
When are you,
That would be very helpful.
planning to do it tonight or something?
I think at the big party where the winners meet the king. I'm assuming that's when we're gonna do it. That makes most sense, right, everyone?
I think
I
that will
don't
be
know
our only
whether-
chance.
Yeah, we wouldn't necessarily be in his company at any other time, would we?
Oh, good. You're not complete fools. That's reassuring. Yes, I would suggest that's the best chance to do it. Are you right at the back there, big man? And Kingsman, as you're stood at the back, I realize I've forgotten to describe this room, but it is this not a very long room, but they are stood behind a desk now as they've stood up while you're in, with bookshelves that sort of encircle the back wall. There is a door that leads outside, and Kingsman, you would notice this large painting that is on the far wall that stands out as it has some figures in it that you would recognize if you choose to have a look at it.
I will definitely be staring up at this painting.
Cool. So in this painting, you see Lolo in this beautiful golden and silver armor with this shield that is like a crescent moon, stood next to a drow that you recognize, Bilalia Tanothar. Stood next to a human that you recognize with his mustache and his thick glasses and his cane in his hand as Biggledip is stood next to them. And there is also another figure you recognize, but we'll come back to him. There are two figures you don't recognize. There is what is clearly a changeling woman with her white skin and this white hair that is tied up in braids, wearing this like just very simple clothing that would easily fit in anywhere. You get the impression. And you see a Yuanti, which are like snake-like beings who you don't recognize and have never seen. But the other figure that you do recognize, he is wearing this burnt red and black layered cuirass, and he has got these metal gauntlets on. And he's got this little beard, brown beard, this shaved side hair with this slicked back at the top, these tattoos down his face, and these very piercing grey eyes. But they all stood together smiling as though they have posed for a photo. But it is quite big.
Okay.
So you're going tomorrow? It's a lovely painting, but it's not me at my best, darling. It was a long time ago. Which she says to you, Kingsman, or they say to you, Kingsman.
When you say long time ago, how long?
Oh, well, it was when the war broke, and there was a problem, in the Underdark, and had to get the best of the best, and that was us. So what, 30, 40 years ago, maybe? I don't know. Time is not really relevant to me.
Why is it not relevant? It's relevant to anyone else.
It's not about time, darling. It's about what you do with it. Just enjoy yourself, have fun, do good, do bad, whatever takes your fancy. But when things happen is kind of irrelevant, don't you think?
No. Our actions are driven by the present. You don't choose to dilly-dally with your time.
I don't dilly-dally, darling. I do very well. Look, if there's any other help you need, I can help you. If you need somewhere a little bit private, we have a room upstairs that you can go and sit in. A little private room for free. Or we can have another drink, or you can ask me more questions. I don't mind choosing to answer or not.
Anyone else?
Actually, oh, sorry, yes, you go.
No.
I think no. Okay. So, Father, actually, Just professional curiosity, of course. Like, we've all got our reasons. What are you guys after? What are you after, rather, out of this whole king affair?
The king's bad for business, you see. He believes in really cracking down on things, and I prefer a more free life. And he's a bit of a prick to the poor people, and I've worked hard and fought hard with them, so why not? That's half frozen.
Yeah, I think he has.
Yeah.
He's even very still.
Very,
Oh.
very pensive.
Like,
Yeah.
Do we know where we're meeting the king? Is it in the palace or is it somewhere else?
So you would know. So are you asking that to Lolo, or are you asking that above the table?
Above the table, please.
So you would know that Castle Obadiah is okay. We lost Pan for a minute. You would know that Castle Obadiah is where the feast is going to be, which is not the main palace.
Okay.
That's and you don't know where you're going to meet him there. It's not been nowhere has been specific about where you're going to meet him there, but that is where you would meet him.
Okay, but we don't know anything about Castle Obadiah at all, do we? Layout or anything?
No,
Because at the moment, we have to assume that when we do the deed, there's going to be guards, but we won't necessarily know the quickest way out or even how to get from Castle Obadiah to wherever we're meeting Lolo. So we need to plan that. So I'll say to Lolo, you can get us out of the city, but how do we get to meet you? Are you meeting us at the castle? Can you get us out of the castle? Do you have any contacts, or can you give us any plans or layouts of the ground?
can I? Will I? Yes, I suppose I could. It's difficult to see. So when you killed the king, which is what you told me you're going to do, after that, darling, it's going to go into lockdown, which is going to make it incredibly difficult to get out. But I could maybe disrupt that for a little bit and give you a way out the back.
Okay, so what would you do?
I don't give away my secrets. But I can disrupt the magical field through some associates, and I'll be at the feast, so I'll be on hand if needed. But there's a back door that goes out into the staff quarters and the staff camp. I could get you out into there, and it's much easier. No one really pays attention there because no one cares about the staff, unfortunately. So I could get you out that way.
Okay. And then after we make it out of Castle Obadiah, where do we rendezvous?
I'll be near the Temple of Rao, and I'll have a carriage waiting and some delicious outfits that I'll pick, because that's more fun for me.
Okay, so again, above the table, do we know where to go from Castle Obadiah to the Temple of Rao?
Yeah, you would have seen it as you came in. It is this tall spire that you cannot miss. That is it's very obviously marked as a temple.
Okay.
So don't worry, you wouldn't be able to find that very easily.
It's a feast, so I guess we won't be allowed in the king's presence armed.
Yes, there's like a desk at the front where they take everything away from you.
Is it possible to have someone sneak in some weapons?
Sneak them in. That will be difficult, but what I will tell you is the elf that is scheduled to be on the front counter is very weak and very exhausted. So
oh
no,
no!
it's that guy.
quite
No!
an easy push, as long as you're careful about who else is around.
Okay.
Oh, I think we could. If it's who I think it is, we could probably just give him a Werther's original and a nap, and we'd get fine.
I've not heard of Werther's originals. Are they nice?
Ooh, and I'm gonna put 2 on the table.
Oh
Well,
wow.
they will look at them and leave them there as their sweets, and they are
You can
considerate
have them
about
as
that.
a treat for later.
I will treat myself. Fine. Is that enough?
Yeah,
I
I
had
don't have a lot.
I had something personal that I wanted to speak to you about.
So, would you like me to shoo everyone else out the room?
No, I think it will be okay.
Okay.
Mm.
Not sure. I can shoo at any moment.
I was I was hesitant to join the dueling event today. And also to defend myself when there was a bit of an issue outside just now. Because I'm quite afraid of going into a rage and not being able to control it. I received a message that said that someone here, possibly you, could help me find the secret to controlling my rage.
Well, I mean, why would you want to control it? Rage is a beautiful thing, even uncontrolled. It's who you are.
Because
It's your
I'm.
inner self.
Yes, but what if I do something I regret?
Life is too short for regrets. There are mistakes, there are lessons, and then we move on.
I see.
Make an insight check for me, Neshka.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure how Neshka should respond to that. Oh no. It's not good. 10.
You're not sure if Lolo is the right person to ask these questions to, and their answers are incredibly vague and very like spiritual and not particularly direct and helpful. They're very vague and very fancy free, as you get the impression of someone who probably hasn't, doesn't get angry, doesn't let a lot of things annoy them, hasn't had to deal with the issues you've had to deal with.
Thank you for your advice.
Anytime. Anyone else want some advice? I've got lots of like sort of things I can give you that's quite sort of vague and relatively unhelpful, I'm aware, but
I suppose I just have one wee request. Just if you could, I mean, just because this seems like the sort of place that they would find themselves if they were in the city, and I'm going to slide 2 portraits of my eldest sons across the table. If you happen to come across these 2, could you send them my way, please?
in what way is that?
Oh, old man and the cat.
Excellent. Just you see they pick the pictures up by the corner, hold them very loosely, and just move them further onto the desk. Sure, fine.
Thank you.
Anyone else want anything? No.
Nope.
Excellent. Well, I will help you out tomorrow at the feast. And what fun! We're going to kill a king. How very exciting. As I say, if you want a private room upstairs for someone to speak, you can. If not, you can shoo.
Well, do we need the private room, or do we shoo?
We have a private room at the Old Man and the Cat.
We do. So shoo it is.
I think we should shoo.
Wonderful to meet you all, darlings, and I'll see you tomorrow. Shoo.
Au revoir.
I don't know that language. I'm sorry. I don't know what that means. Bon voyage.
All right. New money, is it?
Very new money. But cool. So they will shoo you out if you don't have any more questions, and you can head out into the main area of the bar, or you can head back to the Old Man and the Cat Inn. Which would you prefer to do?
Old Man and the Cat, I think.
Yeah, I'd probably go
Yeah.
for Old Man and the Cat.
Cool. Bit of privacy. So you can head back there. The streets are, again, as with the night before, they're the festival atmosphere. There's gambling going on. If you want to stop, you can. There's lots going on: fire eating, sword eating, juggling, lots of carnival games, and there's a massive carnival atmosphere as people are celebrating the end of the tournament. You see some of your other champions celebrating. Shape, you will see Umog, the giant orc, but does not have her medal around her neck. Because it is waiting for you at the Old Man and the Cat Inn. If you, when you get back there, Big Ol' Dip is back, and Lappy the cat is laid on the counter asleep, and he will hand over the medal to you. A very large orc delivered this for you, Shafe.
Thank you. That's my invitation for tomorrow's festivities.
Excellent. And whoever owes me 500 gold pieces, just leave it in your room and pick it up in the morning. All right. Assuming you've got your winnings.
He the man.
Did we get those?
None of you have had your winnings yet. You will pick them up tomorrow.
Okay.
For those of us that didn't win, was there a second prize?
There is no second prize. It is winners only.
Contract.
But look, I made an investment. Sometimes investments don't work out, and as you have all seen, I don't need to worry about money. So we'll call it quits. If you won, you owe me. If you lost, it's a lesson learned. But your room's waiting for you. So
I can pay you, just not out of winnings that I haven't got. I can pay you later.
yeah, no worries. You find me somewhere. You'll find me in any capital city, in any country, in any nation. So come find me. The Old Man in the Cat Inn. But don't feel you have to.
But you probably should.
I will.
I'll leave you all to it.
Up to the rooms.
Cool. You can all wander up, say it again. You walk up the stairs. There is only one door at the top, and it is the door to your bedroom, which it clearly does not match the physical shape of the outside building. And you can go in. There's big communal area. There is drink. There is food waiting for you with your 5 separate doors. You can go into where your actual bedrooms are, where you can sleep up. Is there anything you would like to do as you have a big day ahead of you tomorrow?
I think Mrs. B is going to uncork the fine wine that she definitely took from the bar because she'd paid for it, and start pouring them out to anyone who wants one. I think the top button of the very high neck dress just gets undone, shoes come off. Right, let's strategize. What is plan A, B, C, D, E? We need backups, people. Don't all talk at once. It's fine. I can just stab someone in the kidney again.
So, how about I create a distraction?
Okay.
Draw whatever guards are there directly to me. And then you or Far take down the king. How's Far getting in?
Oh, it's sorry. I've got him sorted with the invite. He's my +1.
Okay.
Now, I know you were worried about weapons. Now, I made a little investment the other day, and hopefully, and she's going to, like, draw out the dagger from her cane. Oh, sorry about the blood. Wipe it off. Hopefully, that doesn't get checked at security, so that's a little something that we can possibly sneak in the back door as a... It won't do a huge amount of damage, as it is, but it might do a little something.
The description of invisibility says a creature you touch, which means I wouldn't be able to make my sword invisible.
I think it's a creature and anything you're wearing, isn't it, or carrying?
Anything you're wearing or carrying, yeah.
If it's not, that's how I would rule it. Because otherwise, whilst it is funny sometimes, I do like the idea of like a far holding a bag of gold in the middle of the street because that was funny. But actually, if you're doing it as a spell to go in somewhere, if you've got weapons on you, they'll be invisible as well.
Yeah, it was more that I make just the weapon invisible rather than me invisible.
Okay, yeah, so it wouldn't work for that. It would have to be a creature. And I would also remind you that there is, there's an arcane shield to this castle, so you know that there is some high magic there. And most of you would know enough, particularly Mrs. B and Far, that trying to like use magic in there and sneak magic in there is probably not going to work for this sort of setup.
Now, Lolo did mention that the servant side of things is mostly unnoticed, and if anything that I've learned in the short time in the city is that the little person does not get enough attention. Is there a way we could potentially use some of the connections we've made in the last few days to perhaps stash some weapons for us during party setup? I could get my child thieves on it.
Oh, child thieves.
Mm-hmm. Child thieves.
Oh, child thieves.
Child thieves.
Child thieves is fine.
Maybe she's born with it. Maybe it's child thieves.
Yeah, if we can get anything in there, that would help. But Lolo was talking about the guy on the desk.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
poor boy.
If we were to bully him and put him to sleep or something, I still don't think I'm going to be able to march in there with my sword.
No, absolutely not.
Going to get away with daggers and small weapons, I would guess.
I don't even know that we'd need to much bully that poor boy. He is on the brink. We could just give him a nice pillow and a kind word, and it might do enough. He is on the brink of either a breakdown or, I don't know, just full catatonia.
I mean, what if we just like offer him, like, in the, I guess, the new regime, that he gets like actual days off?
I've already laid some seeds for that. He's got my card.
Okay, I meant like after we, the makes a crown.
Far, he's got my card.
He has still got your card as well.
Yeah. All right, well, as long as that means he's going to help us out, then I'm cool with it. Look, I feel like we're going to be walking into a lot here. We should probably try and like leverage the help we've got. Like, Lola's cool, but other than saying they'll get us out of there, they didn't kind of offer a whole lot. Biggledip seems that they've got kind of more on hand, but there's probably other people around who like your child thieves, who can be persuaded one way or the other to help out.
Mm-hmm. I think there's a fair few.
Yeah, we saw a lot of people getting rounded up by the coppers on the way in here. I bet there's a good few people who got a bone to pick with the king.
And as you carry on having these conversations, probably into the early hours of the morning, I would suggest, as you try and decide on a plan, eventually sleep comes for all of you. As you have to go to sleep at some point. And you know you've got until about 1 o'clock in the afternoon tomorrow when the feast starts, and you can gain access to the castle to think of some plans and maybe do some bits and pieces. And that is where we're going to end tonight's episode, as you make your plans, realizing what is ahead of you, not underestimating getting into the castle this time like you might have done with the tournament, I'd say, realizing the scale of the challenge ahead of you and that this is not going to be a dash and grab. There is a risk here for you. And that is where we're going to pick up on the next episode of A Deadly Quest. So, my wonderful players for an extra hour tonight, so that we could get to that section. And well done for winning some of the tournament events, and a great effort from two of you. The dice just had their say. But we'll be back, or most of us will be back on the 12th of October for our next episode of A Deadly Quest. So thank you very much for watching. If it's on Twitch or YouTube, follow, subscribe, like the videos. The badges have a load of other stuff as well. Go and watch that on YouTube. There's some great stuff. Thank you, Steve. Go and watch it. Lots of different systems, different tables. They've got a couple of campaigns going on at the moment as well. One of which Dave is GMing, and one of which Steve is GMing. And they're great fun. And Steve absolutely ruined his players last night with his ending. It was amazing. So go and check it out. We'll be back in a couple of weeks for the next episode of Deadly Quest. So say goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.